Let's start. Oh, you gotta finish eating?
We're fucking live.
Oh, well shit, you do. I hate when you do that.
I'll do it every time. You're never gonna know.
See, I told you there'd be paper in this house somewhere.
Cool
I have a
kids have
section
paper.
for Juice and a section for Chris. Because Chris, I don't really have a last, or like a nickname for you except for Chris.
With an accent, how do you write that?
3 S's.
Gotcha.
But
Wait,
then
like
that's just
Murderface?
Chris.
Yeah.
Not in the
That
way
doesn't
I
make
think of it.
car.
Like
a
well,
snake was saying, man.
Yeah.
I also put like an ellipsis at the end of it. It means something to me. That's how he is on my phone because of Wesker. And
Aaron's got a mean Wesker voice.
I love how
It's
retarded
great.
Wesker became over time. Like 7 minutes. That's all the time I have to play with you.
Teleport around the room. And
Yeah, you're
fly.
like, what? When did you become a vampire? He's like, the GT virus. All of them. Just
Every
shoot
virus.
me up.
Yep.
Complete global
accent was that?
saturation.
When did you become a vampire?
that was Claire. That's why she didn't come back.
Oh,
When they rebooted Chris and made him a meathead, they made Claire some, I don't know, Annie Oakley.
well, sure.
Like, well, shoot, Chris. He's a doggone vampire.
Ding dong, ding a dang vampire.
How
Vampire.
did you ever get to college? Goddamn.
Hello, and welcome all to MultiTap Theatre. The following is an entertainment show with special focus on the modern and retro gaming eras. Explicit language and content is utilized for emphasis and flourish, so please monitor children's listening. Yes, listener discretion is most gravely advised. The hosts welcome all audiences and encourage audience participation in most forms. Any visual or oral resemblance to any person living, famous, or deceased is strictly intentional. And now, for your listening pleasure, MultiTap Theatre podcast.
Welcome everybody to episode 2, MultiTap Theater podcast theater. I'm your host Justin. To the right,
Chris.
to his right,
Irene.
to her right.
Aaron, and you got on me for introducing myself again last time, but...
Did I?
Well, I introduced myself twice in the same show, so never mind.
Did we had?
I'll try not to do it again.
We got word. I put this in the notes, but we got word like last-ish minute on Ben's thing. Is like, hey, you guys didn't introduce yourselves very well, and that's true. Like, we just kind of went around and be like, hey, what's your favorite? And that was it.
It was kind of abrupt.
So we might need to do like a short bio real quick, just like a little biopic of yourself without the pick. Chris.
I'm Chris. Happy to be here.
What makes you a gamer? What do you
I
do?
specialize in fighting games, RPGs.
You have fighting games on special?
I do. They're on special. That's how I like to buy things, when they're on special. My jeans, when they're on special.
On the blue light.
Like special. No, RPGs. I like Japanese RPGs better than American RPGs. That's going to be a topic one day.
Persona, like that kind of in that vein.
Yes. But no, I'm a huge fan of the retro games. I love collecting. I love just having physical copies of stuff, which is probably another topic we're going to talk about.
If you guys could see the room we're in.
It's beautiful.
That's it. Just like games and like to talk about them.
I want to hand it off then to Aaron.
Whoa, skipping.
Skipping stones.
Scratching my eye, just heard my name, like,
To Aaron. I don't play video games.
I don't
What
even
do
know
you-
why you invited me.
Why are you a gamer?
It's most of what I do.
When did you start?
Oh, heck.
What is your favorite curse word?
Poppycock. Shuttlecock.
I started when I was pretty young. On the NES and then moved back to the Atari. I've had a long history of neighbors or relatives who have something I don't that I go to their house and monopolize.
That's the common story amongst gamers.
Yeah.
I feel.
Well,
I had a bit of that going on for a while. I was like, oh, he's got a Genesis and some Power Ranger game. I like Power Rangers. Let's go play that.
so growing up, I got to
don't
muck
like
around with a little bit of everything, but then after a long time of wondering, how the heck can you play video games on a computer? And just, I imagine for Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm like, what am I going to hit? Like A and I'll jump? That seems like such a pain in the ass. And then,
And it is.
yeah, play an emulator. Not the best. Get a controller. Over time, I realized that PC gaming was pretty cool, and that's most of what I do. I like shooters, but
That is most of what you do. You barely have any consoles.
yeah,
I keep
my
forgetting this.
newest console is a Dreamcast.
Oh, a Dreamcast that you don't play.
Yeah, yeah. I have my NES still. It was my uncle's NES growing up. Love that thing.
Dang.
It has been yellowed with age from being left in a garage until my grandparents said, "Hey, do you want Kevin's old Nintendo?" And I'm like, "Ah, yes."
That noise
And
out
if
of a
it-
younger Aaron.
And if it's free to play, I'll probably try it.
Yes. That's gonna be a topic one day too. The new consoles going more and more. Like, should we go Aaron's way or should we go I need a PS4? That was gonna be today's topic, but we'll get to that. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you a gamer?
I guess.
What games you?
What games me? I don't even know anymore though, because I don't play a lot. I'm
Neither do I.
I don't know. I'm just not super interested in a lot of games that are released
Video
anymore.
gaming.
I know, which is kind of. I guess I'm kind of the same as Chris and I guess Aaron too. I like a lot of older games.
Steeped in the culture.
Yeah, but it's really kind of casual. Like, I'm not the kind of person that really researches anything or anything. It's just, if I play a game, I'll know it based on playing it or anything. Sometimes I'll research stuff if I'm really super into something, but otherwise it's, I don't know. I'm not
Bravely
super
Default you've got
knowledgeable.
your eye on. So that's
Yes.
a current,
That
hell,
is,
a current ass game.
that is, but
you're
it's a
gonna
very retro feel. to
Style,
it.
yeah,
It's
so
turn-based.
that's how they rope you back in. It's not
Exactly.
current gaming, like, oh, you want to play that next Bayonetta? Not really. Anything
Ooh,
old looking?
I love Bayonetta.
I have played Bayonetta,
Yeah.
and I actually do like it. But
I like it
anyway,
too, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that just doesn't speak to me.
And I don't know if anybody, he didn't ask me to introduce myself, Ben, but I'm Justin. I do games.
Who's Justin to you?
Well, oh man, I think we built this panel on basically the same foundation. Like, I don't really do modern gaming. I do some of it. Like, most of it is in mobile format, 3DS, and I've actually gone to the PSP, but that's all for Xenogears and Final Fantasies and Legend of Dragoon. So old stuff, old RPGs. But mainly RPGs and I guess party games. Like, I don't usually fancy myself a party game person,
Mario
but I play
Party?
like GoldenEye 4-player or Smash Brothers. Cracking my fingers every time
If it was on the 64,
If it was on the 64, 4-player Banjo-Kazooie, I played that. I invented that shit.
You played some modern games. You played South Park last night.
That was... Well, I'm not going to incriminate myself, but that was a fluke. I would not have bought that for $60. So I played that just on... Because I'm an opportunist. I'm a gaming opportunist. So I saw that, I snatched it, and I played it. With LAN parties and stuff. But yeah, I don't really buy new games anymore unless they're 3DS stuff that look really like Bravely Default. That's
I
how
buy a lot
do.
of new games still, unfortunately.
Yes. Do you ever get around to playing
I'm
them?
the most modern gamer here, I guess, as far as consoles. Not PC. Aaron's got me beat on PC. But no, I play most of them. I still purchase a lot of PS3 games. PS3 is probably my most played system these days. That Last of Us DLC.
That's not a
we
bad
should talk
thing.
about
That's-
that.
Oh,
later.
I do play some modern games. BioShock, Last of
yeah,
Us. We
yeah.
got down on that was last year's games.
Yeah, those
and
are
I
pretty
played
decent, dude.
both. I didn't expect to. I played both.
Those are both great experiences.
Yeah. So I do, and then a lot of Netflix. A whole lot of Netflix on the
Netflix is a solid
PlayStation
game.
3. It's
Yeah.
if they had achievements,
Netflix achievements?
watch Breaking
Yeah.
Bad.
put on an
Where are they on
entire
that?
season and don't turn it off until it's over.
Achievements
Long
called
time
Eyes
ago.
Bleeding.
I have a question for everyone to ask or to answer.
Okay. What's your favorite?
How about you ask it? Chris?
What's your
Now
favorite
you
shade of purple, Irene? That's
gonna
my
ask-
question for you.
Lilac.
Lavender. I like lavender.
I was gonna
Royal.
ask, what was
Damsk.
the first game you ever played?
Ah.
Do you remember?
The first actual
Video
game.
Yeah.
I think the one that I ever like set hands to paddle was actually Duck Hunt, like Mario and Duck Hunt, and it would have been Duck
That's
Hunt
a
first.
similar experience to a lot of people. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it for Christmas when I was 5 or younger, possibly, and we all wanted to play, and my uncle bogarted the light gun. He was like, so that Christmas afternoon was extra boring because all the kids were like crowding around him, like, yes, play the light gun, and then he was like, no, I got this.
Shooting things. Yes, you're doing
So Uncle Jim was the first gamer in our family.
apparently. That's cool.
He done made a gamer out of me because now that like incited the hunger for video games. I'm like, just get, let me
You
play.
fought.
Not well. Like I played that game all of 5 minutes that Christmas, but I damn
Right.
sure went home with the system.
Front of the lid doesn't just kind of withers around.
What about you, Aaron?
I either also played Mario Duck Hunt, but it was Mario. And this was not on a Christmas morning. They'd already gotten it on Christmas morning, and then like sometime later, my uncle was playing the NES. Like
Same story. Your uncle was
kind
like,
of,
that's
yeah,
my Mario.
My uncle had it, and I think I was the Luigi to his Mario, and he would play, and then I would play and like die on first or second enemy, and then he would continue several stages in, as two-player Mario often goes. Or it might have been learning software on school computers, because that was just kind of coming around, old, like green and darker green screens, or like.
How old were you?
How old am I?
How old were you
Oh.
when that happened? Do you
How old
remember?
are you?
I
old
know
do you wanna
that
be?
as far as a school introduction, I was in second, like the last half of second grade into third grade.
Wow.
does
When
that
I
make
started
you?
playing in school.
7 into 8, or
I think so. Like 7-ish, yeah, 8-ish.
It's possible.
Wow,
then,
you got started late.
well, it's possible then I started the Nintendo sooner. My whole early life is kind of fuzzy.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
you
Yeah.
were a tardy Teresa?
Call me a Teresa?
Yes. Is that one of those people that makes your coffee?
It's a Teresa that makes your coffee.
What?
A Teresa that makes your coffee.
A Teresa.
A Teresa?
A Teresa? Yeah.
That, or it's a female tourist?
Yes. Or
Those are
a
barista.
Chevy, the Chevy Teresa.
It's my favorite. I was thinking you would go next.
Okay. Mine, I totally remember, and I was looking up the name. I couldn't remember the name of the game.
Was that what that was?
Yeah, I was trying to remember the name of the game because I haven't played it in so long. But my first console I ever had was a ColecoVision, and it was a hand-me-down from my uncle. And Cosmic Avenger was the name of the game. It's a side-scrolling space shooter. I used to love that game. I had 3 games on the ColecoVision. I had 4 games. I had Cosmic Avenger. I had Venture, which was like a dungeon crawling.
This is back when they called video games really obvious titles, like Sidewalk. And then pretty much you just walk in,
Remember
and then
that
you like
side.
It
see a
wasn't
broom,
so
and you pick up
fun.
some coins, and
This game wasn't adventure. It was just venture. It was a little guy named Winky. You shoot an arrow at shit. It was pretty cool. There was this super. You know what? That game
Winky.
was scary as a kid because if you lingered too long, this monster would come out and instantly would track you down and kill you. I was afraid. I was
What
like
the
Spelunky.
hell?
Or
afraid
Ski Free.
as
Like the
hell of
fucking
that
Yeti
game.
and Ski Free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that just like that. Like, don't linger because that fucker will come and
feared that,
smite
brother.
your
One
shit.
of the things that video games teach you innately is just don't
Stop
sit on
lingering.
something
Don't
too long.
Don't
Just
loiter.
get on,
Or
don't
Sinistar?
loiter.
Did
Don't-
you play Sinistar?
I love Sinistar. Sinistar was scary as hell.
Frightening.
I don't actually know if
I played
You would
Sinistar.
poop your pants.
Yeah.
Now?
That's-
Poop. Even now, yeah, it's
That
frightening.
Sinistar voice was rough. But yeah, so Cosmic Avenger,
Venture.
Cosmic Avenger, Venture, Popeye, and I had Donkey Kong.
I did play Popeye.
And yeah, ColecoVision was. I still have that exact console. It's not hooked up because I don't have a UHF
Weird
connection
Al
anymore.
movie? Or
What's that?
is that a UHF Weird Al movie? No.
Do you remember UHF? It used the
the two-prongs
two-prong
you would
fork
screw
thing.
onto the
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are horrible.
I still have one, but in not that format, but for sound. For
Yeah. I'm positive that they make some sort of adapter that would let me plug
They
it into
have
a modern
to.
TV. Yeah, but I don't
Actually, they do. They have UHF to
RF.
coax.
Yeah,
So
okay.
like that little.
to RF. Yeah.
I swear we had a little thing like that to play the Nintendo
Coax.
at my great grandma's house. We had like
Male to female.
the UHF
Yeah,
to
the
coax.
fork prong thing.
Yes.
Yeah, but no,
Playing
ColecoVision.
Nintendo.
They're always flopping
That
around
was
like
it.
an alien. Like, what's this do? Before you know, computers or electronics.
Yeah.
It's just another toy, like the thing on the back of a door. And then it's- everything's a toy to you because you're 6. Irene, the moment has come.
I have a really bad memory, and you guys will find that out probably over the course of our shows. But
Why
I
are you
came into
doing
this
the trivia?
question
why
unprepared.
am I doing the trivia? That's a great question. So I think the first game that I ever played was Missile Command on the Atari.
Oh, fun.
Good
Yeah,
one.
So it was before the NES.
It's the game that John
Stationary.
Connor plays in the arcade of Terminator 2 before the T-1000 finds him.
It's a fucking hard game.
But it was your first,
It was my first
and you never forget your first doctor. Video game.
video game. Yeah. And I think I only ever saw the first level. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know how to segue from that. To discuss, just to keep to format a little bit, discuss what's going to do. We're going to do some reader mail, because we freaking got some.
Nice.
And yeah.
Read it up. Let's hear it.
The first 2 are from the Fistful of Potions crew, or a couple of them. We're going to have trivia throughout the show. There'll be 4 rounds of trivia going down to Browntown. It's actually been me putting up dukers with Chris, with Irene at the head, and Aaron keeping tally.
The scorekeeper.
You score tally hair.
Hello.
We're going to
Slash
do...
entertainment.
Are we doing it, bringing it back? Is that you?
Yeah.
We're
yeah.
bringing some stuff back, and I'm going to tease it a little bit. It may or may not be video game shows. Television shows.
Do you have a sheet of paper to noisily rattle when we get reader mail portion, even though there's no way it is on paper?
I can... Yeah, I'll try.
So-
Just be like, got reader mail.
It's a,
Or I'll have you do that.
Arnie,
Yeah,
it's a Rob Arnie and Don shtick.
pretty much.
We don't do that. Rob Hardy and Don are local to here, and that's Bush. It's Bush League.
Stats and
That's how I read the user mail.
And we're
Look,
done.
I read it exceptionally quickly through a Rolodex. Like, just-
like a little playbook. See a guy get shot.
we have we have a kick-ass top 3 this week, which is actually a top 5 because it was so good. Did you find out? Nah, this is gonna be fucking good. Okay, this is gonna be good. We have a whole bunch of user mail. Why did I call him user? I think in reboot, the user wins.
Fucking cheating ass user.
More time on trivia. There's the game on tap, if we so choose, and I'm gonna leave that a mystery, sweet mystery.
There we go.
Also, just in case we don't get to it, there's a main event that was actually done by user mail, or you. It's gonna be user mail now because I can't stop saying user mail. So
Listener mail.
listener mail.
Get your
Sweet
shit
Jesus.
together.
Ben gave us a. I'm so sorry. There's a who would win, and that belongs to Aaron. And man, that's the show.
Yeah, that'll
So if you
fill it.
guys are interested in that,
Keep listening.
keep listening.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
People stay tuned to things these days. Is
Do
that what
we?
kids are doing these days?
Stay tuned.
Tuning in.
We got this show on special. You got this on DLC. You pre-ordered it for all of you who did on Facebook, on the Facebooks. But with that said, user/listener mail begins
go.
now. We had somebody sent us a topic for later. I have that listed. And then Ryan from Fistful of Potions tried to speak to last week's top beginnings, and he had Sonic Colors.
Sonic Colors.
Have you played that?
No, but
Oh man. Okay, so he posted the link to it on the Facebook page. So if anybody's curious, go to the Facebook page, any listeners. Quote, is the most Saturday morning cartooning thing that I have ever experienced in a while. Interesting. I feel like I need a Capri Sun and a Fruit by the Foot whenever I watch this.
Nice.
And it did. I think the music lent to it. But I'm not going to play it
sounds
here,
like a
but it was-
compliment.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
I like Saturday morning cartoons.
It was a good intro. It was
Yes,
actually
man.
really fun and playful. Like, you don't see intros like that normally in new game, and that's a relatively new game, last few years.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in that intro. I could not figure out what was
Sonic
going on.
Colors.
Yeah.
That one is supposed to be the one that breathed life into the series. Or, for the people, beyond the fourth wall, quotes, bro's life. if Sonic is still alive and not whoring its
He has a
name out
scarf
everywhere.
now. He's
but-
alive as hell.
That's Sonic Boom.
Yes, and we talked about that.
We can make Sonic a. That'd be an interesting discussion one. For
bit by bit, like trying to follow Sonic and his
Just talking
trajectory.
about where he's gone, what he's doing,
who he's humping.
Yeah, who he's humping. I think that
I think Sally's gone.
because
Daisy
it
Hedgehog.
doesn't appeal to us so much these days, but I think that's because they're not trying to anymore. I
Right.
think that they're trying to appeal to a different demographic, and that's why it's missed on us. But that's another. Yeah, maybe that'd be a fun discussion.
They tried with their Generations
Generations I thought was solid. I like Generations.
because you're an old Sonic.
I'm an old Sonic fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
we will speak on that.
I bought Generations. I bought the game twice actually.
Our
Steam and PS3.
Speaking of buying games twice, that's what we from Fistful Potions do. And Jason from Fistful Potions, who's bought a lot of games twice, not so many as Chris, but he said, we talked about Star Ocean, the second story,
Oh, I love Star Ocean.
and he quotes Star Ocean second story for life. I forgot where we put that in the last show,
Star
but it
Ocean
was...
second story for life.
It was not a 4 either, it's just FOR, because he's legit, but for life. It
a good tattoo.
Was nice to hear it discussed, though it didn't quite get its proper dues, but nonetheless, it wasn't forgotten. And that's true, but I
can
forgot
have a
where we
whole-
were.
we can get
Mentioned
a-
it.
Jason from...
No, I
Fistful?
mean, who on our show?
I'm trying to remember, yeah.
I think you did actually.
I might have. Oh, it was the first one that broke me for it was turn-based combat.
Yeah, that
Bring
was.
it back.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a solid game. Jason and I have different tastes in gaming, though.
yeah.
We do.
We don't know Jason.
No, well, we're gonna have him on the show.
Great.
He's already agreed.
Great.
I kind of strong-armed him.
Okay.
We'll get him on. But anybody who's listening, you can hear him on Fistful.
Fistful of potions.
And really,
that
I
is.
guess just a couple of links down.
Great.
A couple of shows down on Fistful 130, whatever. 130-something. That's the reader mail. And thank you, everybody, for typing in. But if anybody out there has mail or things that they would like to mail in, mail it to us at the links that we give you.
mail, like postal. What year is this? Russell.
You got me, have me at a bad moment.
We use actual.
I think he was
postal
talking about
service.
electronic mail.
Electronic mail.
you can
Yeah.
listener mail in.
There you go. On a Carl's Jr. food wrapper.
With that was paper.
That was definitely paper containing many interesting questions from our adoring public.
It was the ones that didn't even make it that got beat out by Ryan and Jason because everybody emailed in. Which actually there was more reader mail, but it's littered throughout the rest of the cast. So
Great.
thank you all, and then mail some more stuff in because we like you. But with that said, it's time for. There's no sound effect.
You
We don't have it yet.
You got to Photoshop in a
Photoshop.
Literally.
Yeah.
a theme song for the trivia.
Okay.
The
Photoshop.
sheet music, you just Photoshop it in there.
That's post production.
Post production. Fix it in post. It'll be sound, but trivia. Number 1. First trivia.
Well, should
What-
we explain
what's-
the rules? Or
Probably.
We should, but this is like this is first trivia.
What's the official name of the trivia?
Oh, tap out trivia,
Whoa.
because that's a themed name to the name of our thing.
really big into UFC.
Yes. Yes.
Tap out trivia. Here's how it works.
Yeah,
Irene, why don't you go ahead and explain? You're the host, right?
in the
Yeah.
greatest handoff in the history of mankind. Tap out trivia. Here's how it works, kids.
I
Over
see.
you, Irene. Truly great.
All right. Well, okay, Aaron, go ahead. Explain it.
All right.
Okay. So this is how it's gonna work. I'm gonna ask. So Chris and Justin are playing against each other. So I'm gonna ask one player a question, and some of the questions have follow-up bonus questions. So if one of the players cannot or does not want to answer the question, he can either say pass and let the other player try to answer. And this applies both to the regular question and the subsequent bonus question. Or he can tap out and force the other player to answer.
Much like the screw attack.
In
In
yeah, you don't know
Metroid.
Jack.
Not Metroid, but
Definitely
In
Metroid.
not Metroid. Remember that.
in
being
that
not
one
Metroid.
trivia game that is named You Don't Know Jack.
Yes,
There it is.
exactly. So if the other player isn't able to answer that question correctly, then he's going to lose points equivalent to the value of the original question. But if he gets it right, he's going to get 5 times the points.
However many points the moderator decides on. Or the
Correct.
scorekeeper
Is there a
Yes.
set
decides
amount of
on.
points
There's
that
a-
each question is worth?
Yes, there's a baseline, and then the moderator can kind of add or take away as he sees fit.
Based
So-
off charisma?
Sure.
Carpenter?
Yes.
Or
If you
what-
add like a nice flourish to your answer, or if you completely
Like an
like bungle
accent.
it, like yes.
Oh, but if you bungle
It's
it,
at the-
like,
Well, it's at the
artistically.
discretion of the moderator, so they can
So if you-
rationalize it however they want.
So if you don't know the answer, but you decide that you don't want to pass it off, you want to like answer it anyways on the off chance, or like on the chance of getting some points, you could be like, Lysol. And then he goes like, Lysol, 15 points. That's you.
So here's a question.
Sure,
If we answer a question incorrectly,
no penalty.
but does the opponent have a chance to score off that?
Yeah, they do.
Indeed.
Yeah,
So not if you
That's
pass
true
it, but
passing,
if you
throw something
screw it up, the same question applies.
yeah.
If you
they
can
can
answer,
snatch
then
that.
yeah, you get my question points, then you get your turn, you get more points.
Oh.
If you well, potentially.
Or you.
Yeah,
Or
if
me.
the player cannot
Even.
answer the question, he can say pass, or he can let the other player try to answer. So
I like this. I like the idea.
good. So each tap out can only be used for one question. So I mean,
can't
some
do two
questions
tap
have a
outs.
regular question, and then they have a follow-up bonus question related to that question. It only applies to one of those questions. It's not the question and the bonus question. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So
Can I use 2 tap outs for one question?
if you really desperately want
One's
to,
a tap
don't let me
out.
stop you.
If you use them at the
Chris.
same time, does it tap it back to him and he can answer it for
Or you
10
get 10
points?
times points.
No.
No modifiers.
No.
Man, dude. I was hoping to do like a Lego score for this one where
Score.
I got red bricks. I'll double tap out, put the 10 on myself. I got this. All
Okay.
the chips in on my horse.
And then you can only use 2 tap outs per episode.
Yes.
So use
Alright.
them wisely. Okay. So if you can answer a regular question and a bonus question together, the bonus question will be worth 2 times the amount. And if a player cannot answer the bonus question and the other player answers it, they're only going to get the regular amount for that much. And like I said, the moderator or the scorekeeper gets to decide the points. So.
And then what does the loser have to do?
Oh.
If you lose this
If you
game,
lose, then you
Off the
get
podcast.
to exactly.
You're out.
Bye,
off the
Piper.
podcast. See you guys later. Will this continue if I go? Will you guys keep
No promises.
just drop my computer off at my front door if you
leave
feel
the
so
mic,
bad.
Yeah.
Or do we have to strip poker? Do you have to like every time you get over?
I'm gonna veto that one.
Actually, this is the power of words on the internet. We could all just be naked right now,
And
just
nobody would
sitting
know.
here, legs crossed with a little bubble pipe. And now everybody in the audience has that image in their heads if they know what we look like.
We should Photoshop an image of us naked.
That should be the
right
cover
here, right now.
of our webpage.
That's a decent one, but man, that photo shoot would just
Be
be pretty brutal.
Oh.
Be awesome.
Those are 2 polar responses.
Yeah. Okay. So the loser
Okay.
has to some kind of humiliating, degrading.
Yeah, this time around we decided that the winner would choose an accent for the loser to speak in for the rest of the show after we're done with trivia.
You're going down.
Not great at impressions.
I might not pick Nick Cage for you, provided I win.
Okay.
I think that.
And if
that
you win, I would
helps
also rely on your mercy.
means that you'd have to win.
It's true.
That could be make for a really bad. This is because this trivia is in the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, the whole rest
Well,
of
it goes throughout the
It
whole.
goes throughout the episode.
Yeah.
So
So you
we
only have to do,
rounds.
you only have
Yeah.
to do a bad accent for like the last 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the first round of trivia. So, yeah. So we're doing trivia on Final Fantasy VI. So, you boys ready?
Well,
Ready.
no, not anymore.
Okay.
Just ask me if I'm ready.
Scorekeeper?
I
Are you ready?
imagine I'm just figuring out who doesn't suck.
We should qualify before we embarrass ourselves.
We should actually, this is
yeah,
disclaimer mode.
Because Justin and I had a conversation prior to the show,
And to be fair, we were told by Irene to study up.
yeah,
Neither of
did.
which we did not do it. Like,
we both really love Final Fantasy VI.
yes.
However, it's not a game that neither of us have recently played through. So listeners, forgive our ignorance. Should we embarrass ourselves? But
Or
this might make it more fun though.
or call in or whatever you.
Our phones are live. So
Our
if you feel
phones are
like
live.
calling in to correct us, that's okay.
We
My
don't
phone
even
is
have like a
dead.
You know our
soundboard
phone
queued up
number.
there, like in the back.
You
That
should
was
get
perfect.
like a
Oh.
Wesley Snipes soundboard and have him call us. That'd be great.
It sounded like
next
it's going
click
to style.
It's me pulling the trigger. It's Lucas Lee.
Rucus Reed.
Lucas Reed.
Simon Phoenix.
Okay.
Oh,
So, you boys
oh
ready?
my, yes.
Question 1.
Okay, so this first round is going to be about attacks. So guess
God.
whose attacks these are. could be villains or it could be playable characters.
This isn't a but. You're going to tell who goes first. Is she flipping a coin? Rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors. Right?
Rosham.
2 out of 3. Gotta do 2 out of 3.
We gotta do 2 out of 3.
It's necessary.
It's you.
Okay, so Chris is going first.
Good old
Okay.
Rock.
And that was good radio right there because people could follow along, see what we were doing,
Yep.
hear the sounds, and be like, "It sounded like a rock." He's got this. It's Chris.
For the record, I did 3 rocks because nothing beats rock.
Except for my paper that one time.
I won.
Which that's also true.
Your persuasive argument, Chris.
Damn your flawless logic.
It's a Simpsons joke that stuck with me for a long time. Do you remember that episode?
No.
There's this
I don't think
episode
so,
where
dude.
Bart and Lisa play rock paper scissors.
Simpsons
and
tangent.
The monologue, or the inner thoughts of Lisa was poor predictable Bart always picks rock, and then it cuts to Bart's inner thoughts, and he says, "Good old rock, nothing beats that."
I remember that.
And so, like, since then, I always do rock. Not only that, but I'm really lazy, and rock's already the position your hand's in, so I just leave it at that. Okay.
So I'm gonna give the name of the attack, and then you're gonna give me the person who does the attack.
Okay.
So Chris,
Sure.
who does sneeze?
Sneeze. Shit. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm gonna
you
pass.
Out of time.
Pass.
Cactuar.
No.
He's not even in that.
Okay.
So that's
Do I
just
get
all
another-
wasted.
Can I guess?
No.
Okay.
No.
No
Okay.
penalty for wrong answers, right? I should just
No,
guess.
no.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
just-
just guess in the
just
future.
guess.
Like Marlboro.
So
For
Yes.
everyone.
exactly every single one of them. So this is gonna go over to Piper.
Sure.
Snowman Jazz.
Is a move? Snowman Jazz. Goodness. I completely know this answer.
Yeah,
Give me a
I
moment.
gave you 15 seconds. She said 5. You're out of time.
Setzer.
No.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Okay. Snowman Jazz.
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right.
We don't get to know these answers.
Are we
do
going to tell us the answer?
Do you guys want to know?
Yeah.
the
Kind of,
answer?
yeah.
Okay, so for Sneeze, it was Chupon.
Okay.
Okay, and then
Who?
for Snowman Jazz was Mog. That was one of his
He's Snowman
dances.
Oh, that makes
Oh,
sense, yeah.
shit.
I wouldn't known the first one, though.
No.
Who's Chupon?
Chupon. Yeah, he's one of
Chupon.
the sort of a mini boss.
Libre? Yeah.
Back to Chris. Tentacle.
Ultros.
Correct.
Yes.
All right.
1 or 5.
Over to Justin. Suplex.
Sabin.
Correct.
Does it count that he didn't say the name correctly?
How do you say it?
It's Sabin.
Sabine?
It's Suplex.
It's Sabin.
Suplex.
Supple X.
Justin
And then
I
if
have
you did
a-
it too, it's Suplicis.
Justin and I have an interesting thing where we always
This-
talk about what we call people different names, but or
If
we
you have listened
pronounce
to the
it
last 2
differently.
episodes,
Yeah.
this is a running gag
All
that
right.
will go through like episode
With Final
350.
Fantasy especially.
It's actually
Final
Final Fantasy.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the original French.
where its homeland, its motherland.
That's where they invented it.
Let's go. Question 4.
Okay, Chris. Quadrislam.
Oh, I'm immediately want to say Sabin again, but no, I don't think it's going to be that.
Quadrislam.
Cyan.
Oh
Correct.
shit!
So we're back over to Piper, right? Havoc Wing.
I don't remember if you fight them or not. Keatsali or Keatsal? That was an Esper.
No. Incorrect.
Damn.
That was Kefka.
Oh!
Give
Yeah.
him a chance
You
to
didn't give me a
have it.
chance
shit.
to Kefka.
I give it to you.
That's fine. That's at the discretion of the storekeeper.
Good on. Nice on!
Hey, you saw
Okay.
it.
Good
Saw an
point.
opening. You got
Yeah.
to count.
That was, yeah.
Go back to Chris.
That was it, yeah.
I'm secretly cheating on Chris's down.
You had to just snatch the egg. It's like on
Okay,
Joust.
so back to Chris. Throat jab.
I don't know. Sorry.
I should give you a
And then
5-second warning, but by the time I make you out of time, I'm like, I'll give him
Oh,
2
2
more.
seconds.
2 seconds.
So I'm gonna
What?
do the same
Oh, okay.
thing. It's Gigantos because I did it for you. So who is it, Piper?
I'll say Gigantos at the
Okay,
risk
okay.
of
Losing your dignity.
losing all of my dignity as a
Enjoy your free points, scrub.
as a
I
clown.
don't know what's going on anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it back to Chris?
No, it's Justin.
Piper.
Is it Piper? Okay.
Yes.
it is.
I
Okay,
haven't
sorry.
even lost
Yeah.
But I got G.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're almost out of these, don't
Okay,
worry.
Yeah. So
For this round.
it is tough. Yeah. So spin edge.
Edge. Was Shadow?
No.
No.
I'm gonna guess Setzer.
No,
Okay.
it's Celis.
Oh shit.
Is it spinach?
I guess so.
Spinach. Yeah, that's one of hers.
I was gonna say shadow. Actually.
Yeah.
Spinach. Boom, bing.
It does make more sense for shadow, but no, it's totally sense. Okay, so back to Chris.
I don't think I
right?
ever used her
Okay.
spinach.
Okay, so
This is sad.
snowstorm.
Oh. The Yeti. God damn it.
Okay, so
I know you know it, so
I want to give
It
that to
starts
you.
with a
You had
U.
ooh.
even if you get it wrong, you have the discretion to give him points.
You
but
did-
you
I know
can
who it
still
is.
Pass it.
Ooh.
So
Can I give Umaro to him?
Umar. There you go.
you
Can I be like,
but there's a
because he had
bonus.
the name.
to
What's the
this.
bonus?
there's a bonus question. So
Yeah.
I don't know who I'm asking
If
because I
you
don't know who answered it.
get the
so-
bonus,
Ah.
he's taking the Umaro points.
All right.
But
Yeah. Okay. So the bonus question is, what item must Umaro equip to perform this attack? Man, I guess these were pretty hard. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's just been too long since we played it. That's
Yeah.
all. And Umaro's a more of a late game character anyway.
It is.
And
Yeah. Yeah. And nobody really uses them.
I don't.
I used him.
He's not optional, is he? He just comes on your party, right? Like
Don't know.
He's like,
I think
what
he's
up?
No, he's
optional.
optional.
Is he?
No,
Yeah,
he's
but
optional.
I don't know that item.
Snowball suppository.
Close. So
You know
close.
what? That's really close, actually.
Okay.
Was
so
it snowball covered rock suppository? No.
What is the answer?
Blizzard Orb.
Wait.
That's. I'm gonna argue
give
that
you
that's
half point. A bonus is worth 10, whereas a normal question is 5. I will give you 5 for a Blizzard Orb.
Okay, so are we?
Snowball
take those.
suppository.
I will take
See
it.
how
All
this
right.
game works.
Yeah, so you gotta strategize.
Guess what?
Uh,
This game may or may not be so fake.
yeah, this game's fake as hell.
Hella fake. Hella fake.
For
Full of
babies.
This game is for babies.
Freaking cheater
All right, what's
faces.
the,
So this is Justin's turn.
What?
Back over to Justin.
The last one of this
Because I
round.
asked you snowstorm.
Yes,
right?
you were
Okay.
correct, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. So inhale.
Oh, I thought that was our last bit. Inhale.
Inhale.
I feel like I should know. Oh, damn it. What was the ultros again? That's wrong.
It is wrong.
That's incorrect.
I just said
this is sad. These attack. I think these are tough questions.
This is the first
Kirby.
question I thought of.
Kirby.
Yeah.
Oh.
You remember
Inhale.
that cameo?
the summon. Kirby as an Esper.
And then just shoots Sabin back out as a star. No.
Then he jumps on
That's
a
that's the
different star.
DLC. I didn't buy the DLC.
You idiots.
I know.
Best game ever. You didn't get a DLC.
Time is up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
time's
sorry.
pretty up.
Okay. So it's a zone eater. Okay.
Oh.
And then there's a bonus question
That's
for
tough.
Yeah.
Zone Eater.
Okay. So where's the only place in the game that you can find a zone eater?
Vector.
That's what I was gonna say.
Vector.
No?
Correct.
Okay.
That seems like where a Zoni
Yeah.
review would be in Vector.
So do you guys remember Go-Go?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
and
the zone eater
Zone.
is the thing that eats you. And then Triangle Island is the only place you can find the zone eater to get Go-Go.
Man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's been like 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over
Yeah.
it. We're gonna do a decade and a half.
Yeah, we're
I think
gonna-
it's the last time I have faced a Zone Eater.
Well, that's the end of round one.
A
Yay!
sad round one.
I'm so sorry.
Did any of us win, or
I,
did just both
I
of
think
us
we-
lose?
You probably have to.
we're not
Shoot.
doing points yet. That
I like
wasn't
you
as,
guys, so you probably both get more points, but you get the same amount of more points, so it doesn't mean anything.
We'll,
Wunderbar. I like that.
I'll pull ahead in the swimsuit competition.
Whoa.
I'll pull out of the swimsuit competition.
That
You're gonna be doing
wasn't,
some pulling out, all right. Yeah. What's next?
Getting
We
too
have.
sexy.
There's another. Oh, I gotta pull a couple buttons down, and I'm wearing a T-shirt. There's another segment coming up.
It's totally mine. It's
totally yours.
It's bringing it back. Bringing it back. So this is our moment. For
Oh, that's got to be the theme song.
Oh yeah.
And it has to be you singing it. It can't-
Both of you.
Oh, we
guys.
can't-
Gotta have two people.
Wiggling
Yeah.
in place.
Let's get it.
So instead of a soundboard of like them doing it, it's just
Yeah.
us like bringing it back.
On the MultiTap Talk Show.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Talking about cartoons. Talking about video game TV.
That's perfect.
That's the intro, y'all. Welcome to Bringing It Back,
Yay.
a segment where we bring things back from the annals of history that we liked that are not really around anymore.
Correct. Yes.
What's on this week's agenda?
So what I would love to see again as an adult are game cartoons and video game shows.
As one adult.
Oh, like Nick Arcade.
Nick Arcade is exactly what I
Oh
thought.
my gosh!
I have to
yes.
ask you: is Nick Arcade the one that I keep thinking of, where they had a Velcro suit and you run through the
Yeah.
and they had that chain link fence in the background and you're like ripping games off
No,
and like putting them on your
that's
suit.
Video Power.
Video
I
Power.
didn't let you finish. Because in Nick
That's the
Arcade,
one
you
I
did get in
love.
the suit and you went into a virtual reality, horrible blue screen.
You had to get like 20,000
Oh.
points on Toki Goes Ape Spit.
Dude,
Nobody did well. in the
Nadine.
games 'cause it was
Nadine.
so
that's the Nadine show.
awful. Yeah.
Somebody
Nick's
who can
Arcade
hear
is
this,
awesome.
look up, if you remember Nick Arcade, and even if you don't, look up Press Start Nadine.
Yeah, if you never saw this on TV, just look up Press Start Nadine.
Classic.
We might link that on the
Worst contestant in Nick Arcade history.
worst contestant on
I think I
TV.
have.
Yeah, it was.
It's a
True.
partner's game, and after her woefully just inadequate performance in the Videodrome, or like, what do they call the Video Zone?
Let's kick.
After
shell.
doing that, yeah. Her partner, who did not get to play because she played so poorly and used up all their points and lives, has the most dejected expression. Like,
Oh, you're talking about when they're in the VR
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
the guy she's with comes out and he is just pissed.
yeah,
Yeah, I've seen
his
that.
little.
He didn't even get to play.
yeah.
That sucks. Yeah,
And he's just despondent at life and angry.
she
at-
ruined everything. That kid's hopes and dreams were squandered.
just dashed on the rocks of.
dash by that.
Oh no, that's, yeah.
So yeah, video game shows like that. I almost just said video game talk shows. Video game shows like that. That was my favorite. I'm gonna go down and just say that. But I would love those back because video games are a booming industry. Well, yeah, booming industry now. We have cons
Yeah.
and like AAA titles that make like just millions upon millions per year.
The industry now.
Why isn't there a television show that millions of people watch?
making more money I think, than ever?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
there was like G4, but it's not really.
It is totally.
Bringing it back.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just.
Berry gift. It just happens. You can't control it.
No,
It's Jimmy Fallon.
take it,
So-
Fallon.
You were talking about Video Power. Did you ever watch like it regularly?
Yes,
Yeah. So there were two
regularly or religiously? Because yes.
both. Yes. There were two components to it, and I didn't know this as a kid, and it confused me until I read up about it. So one season was just Johnny Power, which was the host. He,
Oh.
I know. He would just sit around talking about video games and give like video game tips and stuff, and then sometimes the Power team, they would show that cartoon, with Bigfoot and
Yes.
who was it, Cool Spot or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
cool spot.
Oh man, it's like why is
He
Cool
had
Spot?
his own game too.
He did.
That was a good game
Yeah,
too.
it was a game.
It was a platformer that
There
you
was a
could
side scroller
jump
one,
with.
and then there was one that was like isometric on like a grid.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
I remember the
I just remember the
side scroller.
platformer,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had it on Genesis.
Yeah, I think
Good on you.
there's it might have been Super
That's-
Nintendo. that had-
Really cool thing to have. It's a cool guy thing.
I have
Cool Spot.
Yonoid also.
There you
Oh,
go.
Yonoid
If you
was
have
the
Cool
stupidest
Spot,
game.
you have to have Yonoid.
Yeah.
Like you bought those at the same time.
Yonoid's a Capcom game actually.
Is it really?
We're not getting back into
Wow.
Capcom. Not for another year at least.
All right.
But yeah, so the second season was an actual like game show where kids would, they'd try to stump Johnny and they would ask him a question, and if he couldn't answer it, they would go and actually play the game.
And Johnny doesn't play video games.
I don't know. I think
He
he
was
kind of did.
fed answers before they had the technology to feed answers.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I
This
was
guy in the background just mouthing like Atari. It's Atari. He's like an artery. It's the carotid artery. And he says that's not it's not a video game, sir.
You're not a video game.
Was the one that was where they played the video game?
that is where they
And then
played
if
the video
you
game.
like on the cabinet, and then if you beat it, or if you beat a certain score, was it, or if you
I
beat
don't
the
think
other
they
person's
always played on a cabinet. I think
score.
sometimes they
You
played
might
on a
be
console.
mixing Nick Arcade again with it.
Yeah.
Maybe I am.
Yeah, you are.
And then if you win, there's something if you win that you run through that little chain link fence
is
full
this a
of
Double
with
Dragon 4 situation?
with a
where
Velcro
you
suit,
keep, like,
possibly. I do this a lot.
Apparently.
It's not really equivocation. It's just more like confused
Yeah.
meshing of. I blend all of the things that I love in my head.
What you really loved was Nick Arcade.
Zone Eaters. That's totally from Final Fantasy VII.
Zone of the
Yeah.
Enders, totally from Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah, they're only on triangle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All I remember, the biggest thing I remember is watching those kids going like, "Oh man, I would grab so many more games on my Velcro suit than that kid.
So I
He
don't
was
know
bad at that."
if you ever noticed, but I think there was a Neo Geo right at the end that everybody always ran by when they were going down the slide. They
It's
never
on Velcro
bothered
and
to look to the
everything.
right. Yeah,
A
it
little
wasn't. It was just
pedestal.
on the ground or something. I don't remember, but like that would have been worth more than everything that they would have grabbed.
That's
Right.
the first thing I would have went for.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You're looking around going
nobody
like,
ever,
oh man,
yeah. So they were always, I don't know.
what's that on the ground? A treasure!
Too bad I'm sliding down this slide already and I can't get it. So
And then you pull a Ralphie from...
exactly. You start climbing back up.
I want a Red Ryder Neo Geo!
Try out, kid.
You'll
boots
get
your
permanent
face.
eye strain from playing in the dark, he says. Ho, ho, ho.
I want a Virtual Boy! It's bad for your eyes!
Yeah, and then I also said cartoons also, so.
What's the...
Angry Birds also doesn't count.
The N.
Captain N.
Captain
Captain N
N.
was tight.
The N.
The N.
It's also an acceptable name for it.
Mother Brain flying around.
Captain N was my
Chocolate
favorite.
starfish!
You know what's so funny is that everybody loves it, but it was just like
Bad?
horrible. It was so bad.
I think it was
yeah.
good for
It was good
the
bad.
time. It was the right show for that time. Like
It
the
was.
generation was Nintendo
And
all
so,
day.
obviously, if we're bringing it back, it would be improved quality, or would it be that? Like, we want to bring it back, we want to bring it back in its original format.
If you brought it back otherwise, they'd make it too gritty. He'd,
Yeah, I don't
he'd
want
go into
gritty.
like Gears of War and like
Christopher Nolan
throw
presents
some, like grenade chains at people.
Yeah.
He'd be
Captain
teabagging.
N.
And-
I would prefer that
That's
the
no
characters
scoping.
be a little bit more accurate if
Mm.
they brought it back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because even as a kid,
Mega
you
Wow.
complained about Mega Man being a stumpy green plumber.
Well, especially because that's when you were playing
Mega Man.
Mega Man
Right.
for the first time, and currently it's
Right.
like you'd turn that show off and go play Mega Man.
Right. The characters were crazy. I don't know. They turned Simon Belmont into a
Big gay launch pad.
Narcissistic.
a gay launch
Yes.
pad.
Yes.
Simon Belmont.
Kid Icarus kept saying Icus after things, and
Yeah, which
Mega
Oh,
Man
yeah.
said Mega Man said Mega after or in front of everything.
Game Boy was
I know
there
some
being a
people-
shit. For
I know
some
some
reason you're
people
supposed
like
to
that.
like him.
The Game Boy could fly, couldn't he? I don't-
Yeah, he just flew. He didn't know legs.
They
He
do
just
all
flew
kinds
around.
of stuff.
He was
Yeah.
BMO before BMO.
Pretty
BMO
much.
is awesome though, and Game Boy was a shit.
Game Boy wasn't. So you didn't like it.
Not the Game Boy.
You did.
I liked the Game Boy, but I just loved that show in general because it just was a cartoon based off everything I loved, even if it was not accurate and the characters
Yeah.
were stupid.
So you take
I
anything
still loved it.
over not
Well,
just
because
no show
Captain
about it.
N was like every kid's dream. You wanted to be in a video game. You wanted to have a Nintendo control pad on your belt
You gotta
that made
press
you jump
pause.
high.
You did.
Yeah,
Well, it didn't
good
make you
job
jump
with
high, but
it,
you
too.
had a Nintendo belt.
I used to do that all
Yeah.
the time. I used to just take a Nintendo controller and tie it around my pants and press the B button. I've never jumped.
Oh,
But
you were a cool kid, though.
I had a zapper I'd bring to school. Hella friends
I think
that way.
what we're missing too is the creativity. Like we don't.
There were there's Sonic cartoons still.
Are there really?
Well, yeah, Sonic Boom's brand new, and that's coming out.
Mm. You're right. We were
That's a
talking
TV
about
show. There was a Beautiful Joe cartoon not that long ago.
There was.
that. What?
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Although the Beautiful Joe hasn't been relevant in
Well,
since
that
like
was-
06 or before.
Yeah, it was not like it's super recent. It's a few. It's probably
It's
like
more recent than,
Yeah,
I
it's-
would
yeah,
call that
some-
like contemporary. But,
there's been a lot of older cartoons that were based off of video games, but I can't think of many new ones outside of Sonic, really.
They're still like, and they always will be, make a cartoon directly alongside a toy brand they want to market, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and the Pokemon cards and Pokemon video games and whatever. They still, like, Slugterra is a thing. When I first saw it, I'm like, what the hell is Slugterra? I just have it at my work, and it is apparently some anime about kids with slug shooters or something. I don't understand it, but
What?
there's these dart guns
What?
that fire, like,
Where
slugs
do they get off?
that, like, splat open into, like...
They're like shows designed to sell kids toys.
Yeah.
So there's
Kids will buy it.
cartoons that were based off of games, but then there's shows that were just game related. You know, like Reboot.
Yes.
That was good.
The user mail wins. Game over.
Captain N wasn't really about a video game. It was about a guy. I mean, it was an original story. You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
they never made a Captain N game. Now that I think about it, they never made a freaking Captain N game.
But they involved a lot of
Why
game
not?
characters.
Because Captain N was 5 video games.
That would have been the best video game ever.
Mashing a bunch of
You
your...
could play as Mega Man and Simon
Well,
Belmont.
because it would have
and
just been a new
shit.
iteration of 5 games that were... It was wildly
Would you
inaccurate.
have bought it?
Like,
Would you have bought it?
yeah. I probably would have.
Maybe. I wouldn't want to play like a narcissistic Simon Belmont, or like it depends on is it the cartoon version of these characters,
Yes.
or are we taking the original?
No.
Oh, yeah, I want to
I
play.
think it'd be entertaining.
a little
Probably.
Would be
Hey.
better. Sure, it won't be a licensing
You,
nightmare.
No,
right.
not at all.
No, yeah.
Well, it just occurred to me now that with the exception of, like, King Hippo, every one of those characters was from a side-scroller. And that would translate to itself pretty well. Like, even if you went over to, like, Mother Brain and Samus, who was not in it, we talked about that, she was in the comic, Mega Man and friggin'
Kid
Simon
Icarus.
and Kid Icarus, and they're all just running right the game.
Kid Icarus went up.
Yeah, he went up and back and forth, and
Yeah. Dino Wars.
Well, the Game Boy.
Basically up and
His game
down.
wasn't side-scrolling.
Game Boy had a lot of games.
Game Boy
I
had a lot of
Game
side-scrolling
Boy
games.
and a lot of them were side-scrolling.
No,
Game-
but
if
the
you
Game
want-
Boy itself, I'm just...
If we want to get extra technical, the Game Boy itself, not mobile.
Yeah.
Like, just very...
It could not fly.
Very sedimentary.
Where do we draw the line?
Show's fake. Forget it.
Fake as
Total
hail.
fake.
Why did we
Game Boy-
even watch that garbage?
The Game Boy was giant, also.
Yeah.
That's
It
scary.
was not handheld.
Larger than its true self in reality. What is reality?
Which makes you wonder,
What-
is
Is like...
are all the
well-
video game characters actually quite small and you can't tell because they're on a screen and Captain N was shrunk when he went in there and the Game Boy is a giant among them?
Yeah.
Could they encounter an NES facility and like walk inside it? That would
Maybe.
be-
This is why they need to continue that series.
yeah,
So many
unanswered
unanswered questions.
In summation, they should bring back shows about video games. Did we stumble across the fact that that they should or should not? Like, to round this segment out.
That's a good question. Should they? Because
Now we've gone through the
Because what's popular?
like,
Because today,
do want a
what's
Rayman.
popular today? It would be about Minecraft and Call of Duty.
Call of Duty and they make a Madden show.
In Nick's Arcade, when they'd play a game, they would go to the arcade section and they would play Toki, or they would play Soul Feast, or they would play some awesome game. that they-
Kickmaster or something.
Yeah, they did that today. They'd go over there and they'd say,
Oh.
no scope, shoot this noob and teabag
Right.
him.
They'd be like, you have 3
Minecraft.
balls in Peggle, like, get 600,000 points.
They have
Hey, if it's Peggle, I'm down.
Right. They have games that they could do, that they could pander to. I mean, the audience is bigger for, like, oh, hey, this is Call of Duty the show. But I think there are games like Peggle that they could do on an arcade style. Like, I don't know if I would want a show, like a video game show of nowadays'
Modern
AAA
games.
titles and stuff, but for indie or titles or something like that, be like,
Sure.
hey, beat the first level of Braid and whatever, and if you can figure it out in under 3 minutes, then
They could just do a Nick's Arcade
figure out a portal puzzle.
with the old games. Why not just keep the Nintendo games and the Neo Geo games that they were playing?
That's true.
That'd
Because
be
everybody's worse at those now.
Yeah.
Than they
I
were.
think,
I'd be okay with
I think
that.
that'd be great. The kid's gonna complain and say there is no thing that popped up and said press B to jump.
Right.
There's no tutorial.
This game sucks. It's for babies.
Wait,
game
I
is
can
for
die
babies.
in this game?
Games for
Death?
Where's the checkpoint? I'm at
where's
the beginning.
How come my health doesn't regen?
Oh, I almost just segued us.
What does
into,
game over mean?
I almost tried to segue us into the top 3, which is the top 5 this week. I forgot we had. Thank God I put it in blue. We have trivia round 2.
Trivia round 2.
I just rhymed myself.
All right, so we can.
You're coming into it
see-
sheepish because we did horribly
Well,
round
no,
1.
I'm a little hesitant now because I feel like this
It's-
round is
you
going
know,
to be a little more difficult.
I've been thinking about this.
Okay, so you boys ready for round 2?
From
Ready?
the moment her question is over, this one.
I'm actually ready for this one. I wasn't. I was nervous.
You weren't ready for the
Okay.
first
That
one?
peed a little. The first.
So, the topic for round 2 is espers.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a list of spells that you can learn from an esper.
Damn it.
You tell me the name of the esper
Okay.
that teaches
Yeah.
you those. You guys, I know. Okay.
Not the
You guys
Esper as
say-
it's relevant to the story.
We gotta have more broader topics. Like, what city was that? Or
Yeah.
What's the name of this
So
game?
we'll see. We'll see if that happens later on.
What year did it
in-
come out?
Yeah. So okay. So are you guys
What year
ready?
did the Esper come out?
No, the game.
He's like, I'm an Esper! It's 1993. Like, okay.
Hante.
You're a cool guy, Esper.
Okay.
And
so,
you're very brave.
Do you want to Rochambeau again, or are we just starting with you?
Well,
again?
well, how do we do? Who was last?
I went first
Chris is
last
gonna
time,
go
so
first.
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
keep the
I mean, you
tradition.
can go.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep the tradition.
Okay. You ready?
Sure. Let's
Okay.
go.
So, who teaches you Bolt, Bolt 2, and Poison?
Rama.
Correct.
Rama?
Yes.
Is that how you say
There's
it?
a bonus
Wait,
question.
how do you say Rama?
Ramu.
Oh,
I said
do you
Ramu.
really?
Oh,
just
get
say
the hell
Ramu.
out of here.
Are you just being an asshole, or do you really say
I said
Ramu? Okay.
Ramu.
Officially, you don't pronounce anything right.
Yeah, no, it's Ramu.
Ramu?
You were gonna say I don't pronounce anything right after Ramu and not Kokobo?
You say Kokobo?
Who even are you? You don't know that I say Kokobo?
You say Kokobo?
The entire
I've
world knows
never
I say
heard that.
Kokobo. Well, you have never heard that?
No, not one person have ever
Oh,
heard
man.
Kokobo.
He would not have agreed to be
I've
on
only
this
heard
cast.
two-
Are you a beach?
Not
boy?
ever have I called it Chrono Trigger.
I've heard Chocobo and I've heard Chocobo, which is stupid.
That's
But-
awful.
Kokobo.
What was it again?
Chocobo?
Yeah, I'm
heard people
gonna.
say that.
Okay, so let's agree that Kokobo is fine and Chocobo should be kicked in the knee.
I agree with that.
Okay.
High five?
I'm gonna high
Power five.
There
If
really
it doesn't
was a
sting
power.
your hand, it wasn't a good high five.
Okay, so
Next
you get a bonus
question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Actually, that's okay. So, what attack does Rama perform when summoned? The name of the attack.
Lightning tower.
McQueen.
Incorrect.
Close.
Piper, do you want to try?
I want to say Thundaga.
No.
No, they didn't go Agas back
No,
then.
no Agas. up
Thundaras.
in yours. No.
I have
Okay.
Thundagas.
It was just numbered back then.
Was it
1, 2, and
lightning?
3.
It was, yeah, Bolt 1, Bolt 2, Bolt 3 kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
What did he-
It was called Bolt Fist.
Oh,
Ooh,
shit.
That's a
No.
good name. Bolt
Fucking
Fist.
serious right there.
That's a good name
Yeah.
for. That's a good nickname.
That's a good name for a band.
Sudden-
Chris
yeah.
Bolt Fist.
Fist
Billet.
here with the weather.
Chris Boltfist the Billet.
Yeah.
The
Dang.
All right. Question 2.
So, Piper, this is for you. Who teaches you Fire, Fire 2, and Drain?
Shit, now I don't know if there was Ifrit back then, but I'm gonna say it. Ifrit.
Correct. Yes, so there's a bonus question for this one. What attack does Ifrit perform when summoned?
Flame Screw.
Incorrect. Chris, you want to try?
Bolt Fist.
Good
You were
answer.
so
Good
close.
answer.
Yeah.
Nice on.
Incorrect. I'm sorry to say.
Oh,
Fire Fist.
You know, fun.
It's Inferno.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Hot,
don't
hot
remember,
fist.
uh,
Like,
damn. I stayed away from stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I'll tell you what our ignorance is making me want to do, though. It's making me want to go play
Play some
Play.
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
6
VI again.
You
Yeah.
should.
it's been a long time.
It's been a long
Good.
time.
Yeah.
It's a rock and roll.
We need more general questions.
So we'll get to that. That might be the final round.
All right.
Okay, back to Chris.
Last question. Have you two, in fact, played Final Fantasy 6?
Which one was that? No, that's
Potato.
that's not correct.
That's the wrong answer.
Okay, so back to Chris. Who teaches Ice, Ice 2, Rasp, and Osmos?
Shiva.
Correct.
Shiva?
Shiva? Is that what
No.
you say? Okay.
Uh,
Perfect.
I was
They're gonna
gonna
say
Shiva.
We
You're
also
gonna
say
say
E-
Shiva, and I'm like,
Yeah, no, you're fine.
We say Ifrit and Shiva
I
the same?
say Ifrit,
Or Ifrit?
but
Oh.
Ifrit's fine.
I said a free.
Ifrit.
Ifrit, that's fine.
I say Ifrit,
It's not-
yeah.
As long as you don't say Ifrit or Ifrit. or something,
Ifrit.
then we can still
I
be
fright
friends.
for ire.
okay, so back over.
Wait, is
to-
this a bonus question?
There's no bonus.
No,
question.
just
Ice
the first.
taco.
Ice taco.
I like that.
Thank
Point-
you for that
point
answer
for Ice
to not
taco.
a question. Okay.
Blizzard.
Diamond
So-
dust, actually.
Diamond Dust.
Diamond-
It is Diamond Dust, isn't it?
Yeah.
The one she comes out to?
That's what it is in
Is
every
it?
other game, I guess. I
I
don't
think,
know.
yeah,
I don't think
know.
it is in 6 because there wasn't enough room. to
Okay.
write Diamond Dust.
She
D-Dust.
comes out to
Demon-
Flurry.
D-Dust. Okay.
She got double D ust.
Whoa.
Well,
She
it's
sure
not
does
boobs.
have
And
double
FF7,
D-Dust.
yeah.
You ever seen some?
too.
You ever seen some Shiva?
Man, this is a lightning
right.
round of trivia.
It is.
Piper, so
The longest
who
lightning
teaches you Reflect, Haste, Shell, Protect, and Warp?
I'm gonna say Carbuncles.
That's correct.
Is it really?
Nice.
Seriously,
That's all,
Carl.
I knew
Yeah.
that one.
I'm glad you guys are doing better this
Yeah.
week.
we
Thank
got
you,
this-
brain.
We haven't missed one yet.
Okay, so back to Chris.
Significantly better this
Who
round.
teaches you Cure, Cure 2, Regen, and Scan?
Oh.
This one's hard.
Yeah. Ooh, that whale one.
That whale one.
You know that whale that you meet at the end of Zelda?
The whale from Link's
Link's
Awakening.
Awakening?
Link's Awakening?
Yeah, that one.
That whale.
No, but you do summon a blue whale in Final Fantasy VI.
I'm gonna say
You do.
Paisley Whale.
I don't remember the
Was
name
that
of
the
it.
whale?
No. Okay, so do you want to try it?
Bull.
Piper?
Bull. No, I'm out of
You're
time.
done.
You're done. Okay.
What's the answer?
Kieran.
Oh, motherfucker. I
Knightley.
didn't know that. Kieran Knightley?
Knightley.
Nice.
The male version. Yeah.
That was bad.
Yes.
There you
That was
go.
Gotta get that snap.
You gotta feel
Two
the pain.
people in
Laces
China
out.
did not hear that. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry,
so,
China. We'll get you next week.
Okay, so Ultima.
Ultima. Maduin.
Incorrect.
Dang. I don't know what he teaches you. He might not.
Time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Ragnarok.
Oh. Oh, I forgot that was an Esper.
I don't remember
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
Oh, man.
Okay. So back to Chris then, right?
Yep.
Okay. Berserk, Vanish, and Gravity.
Oh.
Whatever Esper that is, that's rad.
Oh, shit. I don't know. Odin?
Incorrect.
I don't think he's an Esper in that game.
Yeah.
Piper.
And now all the Esper names just...
And we're done.
It's over, yeah.
Sorry. It's okay. Phantom.
I don't remember. Man, I gotta play Final Fantasy 6 again.
You really
yeah,
do.
dude.
For reals. Okay, so back to Piper. Okay. So bio, break, and death.
Zone Eater.
So close.
Yeah.
Ice Taco.
Zone Ender.
Zone Ender.
Zone Ender.
Yeah, that's the best Esper.
I
Yeah,
wish
sure.
that was the answer, but it's not.
Who was it?
It's Shoat. SHOAT.
Man.
Oh.
I know.
I
know.
don't know.
Okay.
I remember
So
that.
we're back at Kristen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now we're failing.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Protect, stop, and cure.
Just that I both outside. I don't know. I'm gonna say Alexander.
Incorrect. Sorry.
That would be
Piper.
that would have been my guess.
That-
He's in that game though, right? He's got the big
He's
old.
totally in that game.
He's got the two like tree trunk legs.
Yeah.
He always has.
I don't know.
Okay. That was Golem.
Oh.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Sorry.
dude! Everybody on the internet, we're sorry.
Yeah.
Like this is bad.
So whoever is going next, teleport, vanish, and stop. Piper.
Piper.
Stop. Red Riding Hood.
Incorrect. Chris.
Interesting.
Can you repeat the question?
Teleport, vanish, and stop.
Present.
I'm gonna say
Are you on the internet?
I'm on the internet.
So fake.
So
It's
fake.
hacks right now.
Is that time?
Answers to
time.
Final Fantasy.
Okay.
I knew it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Fenrir. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is Chris's turn.
I knew that was an
Okay, so
Esper.
this one has a bonus question to it too. So, who teaches you Meteor?
You know that one. His face lit up. Damn it, he's lying. Was Atma Esper in that game? No.
Atma was a weapon in that game,
Oh,
I think.
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. Atma weapon.
A little sword.
Want to try?
Tella.
Meteor.
Tella, the character.
Tella,
I imagine
Tella.
that if this were Final Fantasy IV,
Well, yeah.
then yes.
I lumped everything together, if you will remember. The things that I love, Tella, I enjoyed fully.
I guess I'll just try the bonus question. What
Kafka.
Esper can Odin be turned into? Odin was the one that teaches you Meteor.
Damn it! I said Odin earlier.
You did.
You did.
I know.
Who does he turn into?
Yes.
Oh shit!
Thor. I have a really like
I don't know.
comprehensive working
That's time.
understanding of
What's the answer?
Norse
No.
mythology, but not the Esper system at this point in time.
I'm giving Juice half points for Thor as the god of thunder.
Yes. That's nice. Raiden.
Oh,
Raiden.
Raiden. Yes.
That was
Should
the,
just
in the
venture
era when it was
forth,
always
uh,
Raiden to me.
Thor.
Yes.
Was it Raiden when you were younger?
Well, I played Mortal Kombat a bunch.
It
yeah,
was.
it was absolutely Raiden.
It was Raiden to pretty much everybody.
Freaking up until Metal Gear Solid 2, I was like, who the fuck's Raiden? That's definitely Raiden.
You've said Raiden since forever?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
Yes, I did.
Kind of like Ninja
Mortal,
Gaiden.
Yes.
Mortal Kombat. Raiden was always Raiden, but
Yeah,
everybody
it
'cause
was.
Fatal Fury.
I never
had
called him
a-
Raiden.
Had a Raiden, and it's spelled the same way. And I always called him Raiden, but I always called the Mortal Kombat guy Raiden. That's
So I'm
weird.
starting to.
It's
So
because
they're.
of how people pronounce it.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, I also
So
like
yours
tell you
is-
when you select a
We're
Raiden.
saying your pronunciations are malleable. So therefore, you're not to be trusted in your
guess so, yeah.
pronunciations because that rock is very shaky foundation.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Your pronunciations are the ones in question here, sir.
Are they?
Yes.
Based on what?
Based off of Kokobo.
Give me imperial data, not Kokobo related.
Has anybody ever
Empirical,
said
not
Kokobo
empirical.
outside of Justin Piper?
I've heard Kokobo.
That's a fresh brand.
It's a Piper copyright.
I put the seal on that one, so right on the cheek. Okay.
So we have one last question.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know if we should probably.
I thought that was it because we both cocked it up pretty
We
badly.
both shit the bed on this one.
Well, prepare to shit again.
I love it.
So
Hold on.
no, I don't mean it.
It's not on purpose. You just wake up. It's not on purpose. It's you wake up and you're like, oh. Not again.
Like, I don't want to get
Not
up.
again.
It's not that. Just,
Oh. I shat the bed. I shat my sheets.
Confuse, imp, and float. And there's a bonus question for this one.
Is it me or is it him?
This is anybody.
Anybody?
It doesn't matter.
Evil
Whatever.
Mog.
No.
Nope.
Confuse.
Imp and float.
I don't know. Fucking. Marlboro.
Marlboro. Do it.
So it
Chris
was
using his free Marlboro card.
Very nice.
it
Can I
was-
do a tap out for Justin on this one?
I already answered. I answered evil
I
mob.
forgot about. We
There's
forgot
a
about
bonus
this.
question.
We did.
Okay.
We have 2 more
No,
rounds.
it's not even our turn. Yeah. Okay.
2 more rounds
Okay.
for.
So, bonus question is, what was the Japanese name of this Esper? And I'll give you a hint. This Esper may have appeared in a succeeding game.
Biggs.
Incorrect.
I don't know.
Not even a wedge out of you? Come on.
Couldn't even play
I'm
the
sorry.
game.
I was playing
Jeez.
too seriously. I'm like really trying to rack my brain and figure that out because I feel like I'm trying to think of what.
It's too late for that.
My brain is on lightning round
Yeah.
right now. It's just 3,
Alright.
2 Biggs. I don't even get to 1. Just it's going so
3, 2
fast right now. It's
Two people, 2 bigs wedge, go.
if I don't know the answer logically, I just ridiculous answer.
What is it?
It's Kate Sith.
Oh.
Original name of Stray.
I do remember this.
Yeah.
now.
It's a little cat.
Yeah,
It's like his-
I totally remember that.
Or
Yeah.
Reeve.
Or
Reeve.
Okay, well, that's the end of Lightning Round 2
It
trivia.
is. And I have the freaking top 5 this week, which is a great
Whoa.
one.
Let's hit it.
After trivia, hit it to it. And we're gonna hit it hard. Because this,
it up.
in the vein of beating it up
Yeah, the
and
top
hitting it
5.
hard,
And ripping them guts.
getting up in them guts, ripping crumpies.
That's not.
This is the top 5 of game names that should be pornos, which we did tease in the beta-sode to be completely fair, but this is gonna
This is a
turn
top
your
5.
brain into shit.
Who
This
goes
is so
first?
good. Well, actually, I might hear from our fans first.
Let's hear
We
it.
had a couple fans already who we've been experimentally and not really creatively calling tappers. Somebody pop in if you don't like that. We can come up with something else, but it makes sense because
Root
it's
beer tappers?
root beer tappers,
Okay.
cake tappers. We had James Anger or Onger, depending on if you watch M Night or not.
Onger Mac.
AKA Captain Spike from Game Boy or Game Buoy.
I think it's Game Buoy.
Okay, I'll give it
Hence
that
the
one.
Captain.
He said Top Hunter.
You did.
Irene and I had different
Interpretation.
interpretations of Top Hunter.
Top
what was
Hunter?
yours?
That's a good one.
I
It's
like
a good
it.
one. Yeah.
I
What
kind of
was
want to
yours?
hear yours first.
Do you?
Is it really, like, intricate?
It's kind of intricate.
Okay, so I said that it was, a gay joke.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's looking for tops.
As
He's a power bottom.
proud and powerful
Oh,
bottom.
I have
You're
bottom.
searching
Way
for the
different.
Searching for your top.
Exactly,
You've got a different
yeah.
interpretation?
Top Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's the opposite though. Like you're a guy. Wait. Are these pornos that are actually games? Or are these?
These
just
are
like...
game titles that sound like porno
Okay,
titles.
I thought of a video game that could be a guy searching for shirts to put on topless women.
Interesting.
Reverse.
That's-
I was thinking like
I like
panty
that.
snatcher,
Top
but you would
Hunter.
just like,
Mine-
on the beach. Like,
Mine is the reverse. Mine is people are like walking by with their boobs out on Venice Beach Boulevard or something like that. Some guy with a fishing pole behind an alley just and like gets to the top
I
and
would
it's like
think it would be like
That's gonna be
shooting
bloody.
them because that would be like top fisher. I feel like
what? He's hunting. So like there's bass
don't
bass
say
hunter, 2011.
I realize that is a title, but I don't say I'm gonna go
It's in the
hunting
video
for
game.
fish right now.
go salmon hunting.
Do you
Yeah.
go fishing?
You
I
are
don't,
hunting when you're
but-
fishing.
So you
But
wouldn't
that
say you're going to
doesn't
hunt for
mean-
bass or salmon.
I mean,
we're going
yes,
salmon hunting.
technically.
Okay.
I also wouldn't say I'm going fishing,
Well,
but
there's
That was
two
nobody
ways.
would say I'm going
Two ways that
hunting
you,
for fish.
You're a hunter or a gatherer. You're not gathering fish. You're hunting them.
You're technically
It's
you are
true,
the hunter,
but
you
you
are the
say you're
Jaeger, and they are
fishing.
They're the kaiju.
the Meister.
So that wasn't as intricate as I thought it would be.
Not as intricate, no. It was just they were hunting for tops. The tops are out, and he goes. Hopefully, he doesn't hook some skin, and
Yeah,
then just
well, what if
Yeah,
he,
but
what
what
if
else
he's
would he
hooking?
all of a sudden
It's
that?
it's
It
going
would
to be
have to be a boob
painful.
or like
no, just
a
hook
boob.
the material, so he's getting like off the top. Of
So
the
they would. So they're topless.
This guy
So
is
he's like a precision.
yes,
Okay.
and then yes, they'd be topless at that point because he's
Oh,
fished
they
off
only
the
become
top.
topless after he.
Yeah, they're not
takes that-
topless.
Okay,
The bo-
I
like,
thought you
the
said
boobs
they were
are-
walking around topless.
I think you did say that.
Oh, did I say
He
topless?
said with
Yeah.
boobies hanging out.
Boobies
The
hanging
boobs
out.
hanging out
So not like
is
but just I mean that
different.
like they're up and
So he steals their tops. Now, is the interesting thing is
he's got this little.
Is he
pile of
interested-
bikini tops?
so is he
behind him.
interested in the boobs,
Nah.
or he just wants the tops?
He wants
he's
he's a top hunter.
yeah.
And there's like, are there no cops in this fictional world?
They can't see him. He's in an alley.
He's in an alley.
He's in an
dark.
alley?
All they would be able to
Oh,
see is like
okay.
half of a fishing pole, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" And
Where
walk
is
on.
it going? I don't know.
Fishing
Exactly.
line.
It's too dark.
Fishing line is invisible to cameras. So
And
Exactly.
the tops become invisible as well after they're
or
snatched.
cops' eyes. They're invisible to that as well.
cops are distracted by the now bare breasts.
As is
The
society.
best rationale
It's a perfect
for
crime.
this.
It's a perfect
No
crime.
one's gonna look in the alley when there's boobs.
I
Yeah.
think Piper has been doing this.
All right. You just outed yourself.
Have been, well, not me, but a
He's
cousin that I know. A friend
hunter.
named
Justin
Jeremy.
Top Hunter Piper.
Jeremy, the Monsignor Jeremy Jigglespoons, Esquire the 7th. Actually, it's
Top hunting.
Jigglespoons-Smythe. Jigglespoons Smythe.
Where does the Smythe come in?
It's an old family name.
Yeah, Jigglespoons and Smythe married. They didn't want to lose their last names.
Right. So it's the Monsignor. He's the Monsignor. The is also
He
capitalized,
yes,
but
the-
yeah.
Any other reader mail?
Jason, also from Fistful of Potions, put another one. He put, I think actually this one, it worked out really well, but it was a typo. He put Mass Erect.
Mass erect.
Mass
Nice.
Erect, yeah.
Nice.
And you think like the mass is now erect, or it's massively erect, which is fun, but that led me to another thing. Like, we could have another one of these things of titles we could make dirty.
Perfect.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'd have to space it out. Not next week. That's way too soon.
That's,
Yeah.
And especially after
Well,
you hear some
we'll
of
come
ours,
back
we're
to
gonna
that.
blush.
We'll come
Like
back.
some of ours are pretty.
We'll revisit this.
We should.
Absolutely.
And I didn't reveal this on the air. My darling wife called in. She said, "Hey, Touchmaster for the DS."
She was right next to you
She
and
like
she
that.
called you on her cellular
Touch
device.
master.
On my
She was like,
That's a good.
Touch.
That's a very tough rank to achieve. Touchmaster.
Touchmaster, yeah.
Years of training, I hear.
You just bink. Ah! It's like Orgasmo with the Orgasmo gun,
is.
but with
It's
you
just
just
your
have one
finger.
finger, just boonk, and then somebody just. You have that jizz in my
Touch
pants moment face from Andy Samberg. Like,
I like touching.
Any other reader mail?
now that's it for reader mail.
Reader mail.
But I really like.
listener mail. I'm doing it now.
Yeah, see?
mail.
But I didn't
Or
say user
user-
mail.
They use our podcasts
Right, who's going
with
first?
their mouse. Any takers?
Sure.
Aaron,
Sure.
You're up.
Sure.
Do this.
All right, so we were all over the place. I just did top of my head, like first 5, so that I didn't think about it too long. I see some of these other answers, and I'm like, that's a good one. They're just all good ones. Day of the Tentacle.
That's
I
a good
like-
one.
yeah.
Good one, I think.
I like that.
Splatterhouse, because it leaves so
That's
much
a
up to
good
the
one.
imagination.
Because
That's
they
a
want
good
you to
one.
think of an abattoir, like just animals have been completely just in there, but soon you start to see like white walls instead of red in your head when you're
all
thinking
kinds
of
of
porno.
things. It could be poop. It's fucking...
Could be poop,
No.
yeah.
It's all kinds
No.
of stuff.
Let's not make it.
Let's not make it poop. I would not
Just
make it poop.
Yeah.
Anything
Just-
liquidish that could splatter.
Yep.
Maybe,
That's, yeah.
maybe I've been on the internet too long. Peggle.
I like that. It makes it sound so whimsical though. What you're doing is peggling someone, you know, or
Just
I don't know.
Peggling Wild.
I like that. Peggling what?
Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom.
we do-
I
That's
actually
it.
was going to pick that,
That
too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
A weird little
That's-
NES game.
That's a peggling.
That's a pair.
That's a bad one.
That's a peggling.
Um,
I like that.
and Sin, the one before that pretty much destroyed like Romero, was it?
Yeah. The Doom guy.
It wasn't sin. It wasn't sin and
John.
punishment. It was
No,
sin,
not Sin
right?
and Punishment.
Okay.
Just plain Sin.
I had the
Sin.
question about that on.
Could have been Cardinal Sin. That was another
Right.
game, but
Right.
Sin and
Sin
Punishment.
is
Still-
Punishment also.
Sin and Punishment's a good one.
Do you want to go next, Chris?
Sure.
Okay.
So, there's a lot.
Yeah. There are so many. I had
So-
to cut it down so hard.
My favorite one, maybe I'll say that for last. So, Juiced,
Yes. I like juiced.
that car racing game.
That's pretty
They had
good.
Juiced 2 also, Hot Import Nights, I think it was called. Half Minute Hero,
Yes.
that's a good one.
That's on mine.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm gonna replace it now.
Blaster Master.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good
I
one.
on,
picked that
that's
one,
a
too.
good one.
At
Yeah,
one
it's a good
point.
one.
Haven't changed
I picked God Hand. I thought that was
Lovely.
also a tough rank to achieve. My favorite one, and probably nobody played it
God
because
Hand
it
and
looked
Touchmaster
so
are both
bad. But
brother-in-law.
yeah, Mr. Nuts.
Mr. Nuts.
Do you remember Mr. Nuts?
Nah.
Nobody does. I'm gonna pull up a picture because you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, that
Oh,
existed."
Mr. Nuts.
That was on Super Nintendo and Game Boy Color.
Wow.
After nobody played it and Half Minute Hero, check on the Forever Man.
The Forever Man.
Yes.
Yes. There's a picture of Mr.
I was.
Nuts.
I do remember that a little bit. That's like a predecessor to Conquer.
Seriously, Conquer up in there.
Oh, Mr. Nuts.
Look at his face. He knows.
Who go with next?
Who came?
I like Half Minute
Who
Hero.
greenlit
That's a really
Mr.
good
Nuts
one.
as a title?
I don't know.
The person who knew that one day we would be having this topic.
True.
Yeah, he's like-
a person with foresight.
There are
Yes.
and four. Never mind.
Yes.
Who goes next?
You.
Me? Is it goes round robin this way?
Guess so.
Kind of.
Whatever.
I'm gonna do. Yeah, mine. This is so nasty. The first one was Inspector Gadget.
That's a good
Right, like the detective that just has dildos on his belt
Inspector.
Everywhere.
everywhere. He's just like, a crime. Like,
That's the dildo sound?
yeah,
Is he putting them in farty butts?
40 bucks. Yes.
All right.
If you actually, that's on the back of the. That's the flavor text.
Nice.
40 butts are Inspector Gadget's forte.
There you go.
Um,
Forte the alliteration.
along with Splatterhouse, I had Worms Reloaded.
Nice.
So how did you get a Splatterhouse? Worms Reloaded.
Reloaded.
The male refractory period.
Okay.
Wait, what?
That's worms. A lot of the worms titles work, I guess.
Worms
Worms
World Party.
Armageddon. Saying it. Worms 3D.
Oh.
Whoa.
Worms Golf.
So
What else you got?
I had one of my favorite obscure titles that I loved playing. It was a total surprise to me. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors.
That's a good one.
That's really good. Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's a good one. Very long porno.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch these around because I like the one that I have first better. The second one was A Boy and His Blob.
That's a good one.
Which
I
is-
thought that.
Yeah,
I thought
I
of that
thought
one.
about
Yeah, it's
A boy in his blood.
Yeah, is the blob what he sees? He's just like, what is this? The
He's-
first time you discover it, or is the blob like? Cause he's just like
The blob is
his shapeless
Pudding.
penis.
Oh.
He's masturbated
His pudding.
far too many times,
Right,
And
so
now
it's
it's
just
just
like,
the
what
blob.
have
This
I-
package is just a mashed up
He
blob.
mutilated it.
Yeah,
His fist was a tenderizer.
it's unrecognizable.
Swords.
Yeah,
That boy is young. He has been at work for
he
a while.
discovered internet, and that's the story. A boy and his blob.
He
So
discovered
does
it.
the porno chronicle his getting to that point?
Yes.
Okay.
He starts out with a boy and his cock. Now it's a boy and his blob.
Yeah. Later on, he's just got to play blitzball by
There
himself.
you go.
And then the last one was Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus.
I like it.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I never considered that one.
We had a runner up, but it wasn't anything like Sleeping Dogs. It's not a very good porn title.
Sleeping Dogs could work.
It could, I guess, but the better thing about it was that this is just more of an aside. Amy and I were listening. Well, I was playing the game when I was first all about it. I was
Sure.
like, "Oh,
Yeah,
Sleeping
yeah.
Dogs, that's solid," and I still love it to this day.
Good game.
I was playing it, but I wanted to be all legit, so I took my shoes off. I didn't want to be like kicking around in shoes around the city. I want to take my shoes off. I wanted
In
to
the
be
game, you took the shoes off?
yeah, no
Okay.
shirt, no shoes, just like
Yeah.
Bruce Lee
walking around.
everywhere,
Yeah,
huh?
because I don't shoot. I don't use the gun in that game. I just beat people up.
Okay.
I was running around on the wet pavement in there, just like I was going to run up to a group of people, and I beat the hell out of them. Amy's getting ready in the bathroom, which is just feet away from the television, and I'm just doing it. You run forward on asphalt with bare feet, and it sounds like... I'm like, and she's like, "What are you doing in there?" I said, "It's not me masturbating." Like,
Not me
so-
masturbating very loudly.
So for the rest of that entire, like, to this day, she calls it the Fap game.
The fat game.
She didn't even call it Sleeping
what it
Dogs.
was
She
in
calls it the
Chinese.
Fap game.
That's
But anyways,
understandable.
that was my top 5 and a funny trivia, a fun fact.
Good one.
I like it. Yeah.
This is you,
It is me. Yeah.
America.
So I'm gonna start actually backwards on my list. So the first one I picked was Jam It, for obvious reasons. The second one I picked was Spanky's Quest.
Log Jammer. I like Log Jammer too.
Log Jammer's nice. Yeah.
Oh, Windjammers. Anyway.
Jammer Lammy.
Oh, I love the game.
You do.
You do.
Yeah, I know this about you.
The third one I picked was Elevator Action.
I love elevator action, for the record.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Yeah,
I love
some
me
good
some
elevator
elevator
action. Steven Tyler also wrote a song about some elevator action.
He did.
Going
Yeah.
down.
That was
Going
the,
down.
Going down.
That's not a very good Steven Tyler voice. That was just
That
me
was a
making
very
noise.
great.
It
Steven
was.
Tyler voice.
oh, if you lose the trivia, you gotta be Steven Tyler for the
I
rest
don't
of
have any idea how to do a Steven Tyler.
Well, that's why it's going to be wonderful.
my
will
Steven
be.
Tyler voice will be.
That's why you better win this
You'll
shit.
have to sing.
That's gonna be.
You'll have to
The
take
whole time you sing everything that
We
you
will
say.
lose.
quotes. Yeah, it'd be like, Chris, how what would you give to end the show? I will give the world just to end the show.
I-
like you have to, You will have to sing.
Armageddon song. That's the only
Yes.
Aerosmith
That's the only
song.
Aerosmith song you'll have to
I know
sing.
that one, and I
Lyrics
know the one from Wayne's World 2.
I would just punctuate every sentence, like end it with "Dude looks like a lady." Just said casually.
Dude looks like a lady. That's totally
Which is what Steven Tyler does.
Yeah.
Do you have more games on your list? You
I
have two
do.
more.
Yes. So my second to last is Saturday Night Slam Masters.
This is my favorite of yours.
It's a good game.
I do
I
quite
have
like
a
it.
horrible visual of John Travolta just getting it on a hardwood floor with roller skates on and nothing else.
Roller skate.
Nice.
Just boom, boom.
like current, like modern Travolta.
Well, the old Travolta, but modern one is actually kind of funny
try to
too.
be more fun, funnier.
Saturday Night Slam Master. He's not even like he's
That's
just
a good
slamming.
name.
He's the master of that. Oh,
There's
man.
several of
Yes.
them. There's an S on there.
There
There's
is.
several Slam Masters.
Studio
I have that
69.
game. We can play it right now and slam all night.
You boys want to slam with each other.
That's
all
a-
night.
Jam.
Listeners, that's a visual.
And then the last one was Baldies.
Baldies,
Yes.
because a penis is bald on the top.
That's not what I was thinking, but
What was it? This is good. This
I
is an
think
opportunity for expansion.
Baldies is a term that's used to describe hairless women.
Is okay.
Yes,
Baldies.
yes. That's
Baldies.
why I thought it would be.
Thank you, cancer.
Oh gosh.
Yes, I totally meant on top of their head.
Thank you, alopecia.
Oh, boy.
And that's mine.
That
That's
is
good.
the one. I
Thank
have.
you, thanks.
I have a
Baldies.
question. Baldies is great.
Crazy strategic.
Actually, I have a request. I think what we should do, we should do some more trivia, but we should. I'm sorry, Aaron. We should skip the game on tap. We're going to run over.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't mind.
We could also
do it
cut
next
out
time.
one round of trivia.
Well,
I
that
don't-
probably wouldn't be bad because we fucking sucked at it.
What are the two? What are the themes of the 2 rounds of trivia coming
let
up?
me see.
Because I might want to do
Oh,
both.
you mean
I kind of like the
You mean a
game.
future trivia thing?
I kind of like the game.
Oh,
Look.
The fuck?
I was.
We
trying
doing
to help.
Hacksaw?
Oh my god,
Hacksaw the Mighty.
I was trying to help pick. I didn't know you had the answer.
So-
Your intentions are so fake.
The remaining 2 are quotes
Uh-huh.
and also just miscellaneous questions, like you were saying.
Okay.
All right, let's just bust them
No
out.
This is
dilly-dallying,
lightning round.
No dilly- if we don't know, we don't know.
tangents.
Lightning. Well, I mean, we're not gonna know either.
We're not.
It's gonna be worth it.
Let's don't even take turns. We'll just shout it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you
that's
got-
what we're
Shout
gonna do.
it
Just
out.
whoever wants to. Okay.
MultiTap trend.
All right, you boys ready? Okay, so
Nah.
Aaron's gonna be the one presenting the actual quotes.
I guess
Welcome
I'll
to
just
trivia
start
round
talking
3.
and maybe repeat it once more, and you do your best because there was no voice acting in that game. So
Right.
here we go.
So
We'll
number
start with "You're such a fuddy duddy."
Boo, Terra.
No. You're such a fuddy duddy.
Realm.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
bonus question: what is Realm's last name?
Erwin.
no,
Oh, that's her.
So
Arrow-
close.
yeah.
No,
Aroni.
Aroni.
Damn it.
Juice gets the bonus, I guess.
Yes.
Okay,
For the
so
pickup, the
Nice.
save.
Son of a submariner. Submariner.
Ultros.
Son of a Namor.
no.
Oh,
Submariner.
Kefka.
Can they just keep yelling? Whatever. Chris gets it.
Okay.
You took too long.
Yeah. Lightning.
Is it Lightning?
Bolt
Yeah.
fist.
McQueen.
Mr. Thou.
Screw
Mr.
attack.
Thou.
It's not how I
What is it?
Whatever.
That's okay.
Oh wait, that's your quote.
Yeah, Mr. Thou. Mr. Thou.
Gouge.
Donald.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought
That
you were
was
doing.
Gow.
I thought you were doing a Schwarzenegger.
No, I don't know.
Thou.
I was gonna say General Leo because
Mr. Thou. Damn, I missed.
If I had more than anyway, I prefer the term treasure hunting.
Lock.
What a time to
Shouldn't have
drink.
drunk.
Bonus
Lock.
question: what is Locke's last
Cold.
Cole, damn it.
Gotta be quick on the draw.
Dude,
on the draw.
this is fucking lightning round.
Light bolt
Uh,
fist.
This is
bro.
running
I don't
round.
know what kind of voice I'll do for this guy, so I'll do the same. Muscleheads hate him.
Ultros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the river.
Why is everyone singing?
Setzer.
Lock.
No,
No.
Celis.
no.
You're both wrong already.
Okay,
Ultros.
it's
Sabin.
Sabin.
Wait,
Sabin.
how do you say Sabin again?
Sabin.
And then
What
since you
conjugate
both have already
that?
said it, I think, real quick, what's
second.
Sam's last name?
What's that?
Figaro.
Figaro.
Damn.
What's his middle name?
That's a good question.
Renee.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I truly desire peace. I want you to understand that.
Oh, that's your quote.
Yeah. You know me, desire
You're such a
peace.
good guy, Aaron. That you truly
Gestalt.
desire peace.
Oh,
Oh.
Yep,
Oh,
you got
yeah.
it.
It was Gasol.
Oh yeah.
When he turns.
Oh yeah.
And then he turns again.
If
He
something were
gets
to happen
aced.
to
And then
me,
he...
we're taking too long. If something were to happen to me, all the world's women would grieve.
Edgar.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That was Edgar.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
the
yeah,
playboy.
yeah. He
Hey,
is.
what was Edgar's last name?
Figaro.
Clearly, you
Was
each
his-
get one
was his
half
middle
of the
name?
bonus.
They don't tell his middle name, do they?
Roni.
Oh, all right.
You're making that shit up.
Edgar Roni. Look that shit up.
Edgar Roni.
Edgar
Like
Roni.
Rice-A-Roni?
Like Rice-A-Roni. Edgar Roni Figaro.
Skeptical.
Edgar Roni.
I don't remember his middle name at all.
Roni and Renee.
I believe you.
Okay.
High school
Run.
reunion.
Run, or you'll be well done.
What?
Run, or you'll be well done.
A bomb.
It's just like floating there, like run, run, you fools.
Oh, you'll be well done.
Bombs catch you on fire.
They do.
Why is that a ridiculous question?
No, it's just funny.
It's not. It's a ridiculous
I don't know.
answer.
I don't know.
Ultros again.
Really?
not.
This is
Kafka.
one of his most famous. Yes, it's Kafka. It's one of his most
Oh,
famous.
I don't remember
quotes.
that part.
Wow.
All right.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't know what to do. The hair. Watch the hair. I'm not a stuffed animal. That is the worst possible voice I could have chosen for him. But
Goodness.
Tomorrow.
no. We're like the hair.
Okay.
Setzer.
No.
right.
It's Mog.
Mog.
He's not a
yeah.
stuffed animal.
He doesn't just do
I
his
picked the
little-
furry one, and that was not.
The incorrect
Yeah,
one.
incorrect
You
furry.
were wrong.
You picked the Wampa.
Yeah.
Why don't I give you and Kafka the task of creating progeny to populate my new Magitek empire?
Gestalt.
Yeah.
There may be repeats.
Okay.
Okay. I was gonna
And
say
since I've already
Gestalt.
chosen a voice, you can just be like, "There's
I was gonna say Gestalt again, but all right, I didn't know you were repeating these.
leave us. The dog eats strangers."
Shadow. Oh, dang.
Is that Chris?
Damn it.
They both said it, but Chris was raised. Yeah.
All right. How about a little Magitek mayhem?
Kafka.
One for each. I don't know.
Whatever you want to do.
Sure.
Your discretion.
Well, Chris got the last one. They both said about the same time. Fucking. I don't know this
I don't
guy's
think they said
voice at all, but they never said fucking in that game. Nothing to lose but my life, and I got that for free.
Setzer?
Yeah.
Correct.
I've been claiming Setzer the whole game. I
Yes.
missed the Setzer one.
Bonus question. What's his last name?
Gambino. It's Italian. Come on.
Gambiaggi. Or Gabbiaggi.
It's Italian. You do the.
I'll let it.
Is it Gabbiaggi?
I said it was Italian.
It's
You get
Gabbiaggi
half point,
enough.
Come on.
His
What
last
is it?
name's not Italian.
Gabbiani.
Gabbiani.
I said Gambino. I was really close.
Funky
That's all him.
butt loving. Gambino. The great Gambino.
This is the last.
Babe Ruth.
You mean that's the same guy?
You licentious howler.
Cyan.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Bonus question. What's his last name?
Beastie. Garibaldi. Or,
Garibaldi.
no, Garibaldi.
Oh, gee. I don't. We just went over
You were
this.
so close.
You both don't get it. It's
Nope.
taking too long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're over.
Garibald.
Garamandi.
Garamond.
Gandhi. Yeah.
Garamond.
Not quite as lightning as I hoped, but
Pretty fast.
Lightning
Fastish.
That was
faster.
fast. That was the fastest.
I got
Some
to make
correct
make an
answers.
ass of myself.
I like your voices.
Thanks.
They were good. Yeah,
I
that's
did.
why.
Yeah, I liked your voice.
Yes.
For a game I haven't played in many, many years, going off what I remember of what the little sprite looked like, best I got.
You did good.
It's fine.
You did great.
Got to use my hero voice for Locke.
Yeah, that was good. You have a good hero voice.
But we should have done whenever he was doing the run, just.
Oh, that would have been cool. Except you would have gotten it.
Yeah, this is bad radio for the listener, but listener, look out for a Game on Tap. We have a segment called Game on Tap, which is where we're going to just highlight a game that we love, and spoilers, it's a good one.
Spoilers.
Awesome spoilers, I know how to spoil things.
1 week is going to be a shit one. That's
Right. We'll try not to do Super Tangent Cast for everybody's
Super
sake.
Tangent Cast. Oh, we should change the name of this podcast.
We should, Super Tangent Cast,
Super
although
Tangent
that
Cast.
might exist.
Probably.
This came in, actually, I didn't put it on here, but from Ben, who is
Okay.
a longtime listener of Fistful of Potions.
Great.
So,
Hi, Ben.
hi Ben.
Hi, Ben.
How you doing,
Hey.
buddy? And
you.
thank you for this, because I had a topic, but I pulled it off because I think this is actually pretty interesting. But it's in quotes, so this is what he said.
Do you want to introduce the topic?
That's you.
Do you want me to read?
Yeah.
So this is what Ben wrote in. Do you think you can talk about this feeling, the convenience of cartridge/static games versus games for consoles that need installation, updating, or patching? So he's talking about games that, out of the box, 100% versus games that have day one patches and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Things that you need to like install.
It's a double-edged.
Update.
It's a double-edged sword because there is definitely a lot to be said for a game you can pop in and it's 100%. There's no fixes. There's no day one updates because when you get a brand new game, you unwrap it, you pop it in your system, you just want to play.
Right.
You spent $60 potentially on this game, and you've been waiting for it, you've been hyped on it, you pop it in, and then you got 45 minutes worth of a frickin' update, right?
On a PlayStation 3.
Right. On PlayStation 3.
On Xbox, a lot of times you can just punch the thing in and play. Sometimes it'll need an update, but sometimes those updates are under 2 minutes.
The PlayStation 3 has mandatory hard drive installs.
Right.
Xbox 360 does keep it optional, I believe, for everything, right? No, there are some games that require...
There are a couple games. I think actually Grand Theft Auto 5
Grand Theft Auto 5
like
requires
8 gigs or something like that.
Huge install. As I said, there's a separate disc that's just an install, and then there's a
Yes.
play disc. Well, it's a DVD-ROM as opposed to a Blu-ray. If they couldn't fit it all on that DVD. But so here it's a double-edged sword because it's great to be able to pop a game in and play it immediately, but it's also nice to be able to fix or update games as they exist, right? So if you play like The Last of Us and you discover a bug in it, if there's no such thing as updates or patching, you're screwed. They don't fix it. But at the same time, the argument could be like, well, test it ahead of time, so there is no bug right there, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
that brings about a whole other thing too. Is the
releasing games that are unfinished?
Right. It's like, oh, you've got these DLC packs, which we'll talk about later. Like on a different thing, DLC, whether it's bullshit or not.
Yeah.
But you are releasing these games with the understanding that, like, well, I'm giving you this rush product early that we're not at all confident in, and we'll be patching this really diligently. I don't care how diligently you're packaging the game. You just sold me something you weren't done with. Like, what if you forget to do something?
No,
like,
you're
which games
absolutely
completely
right.
have? They just be like, oh, that glitch still exists in
You're absolutely
Just
right.
Cause 2, just because, it's not supported anymore. They released the game, and now...
I think it depends on the behavior of the company. Like, if they discover a bug, so like the Batman Arkham Origins bug. Have you guys heard about that?
I know.
So there's a bug that's apparently it's game ending. It's not affecting a huge amount of players, but enough to where it's well known that there's a game ending glitch, and the developer has come out saying we're not addressing that. However, here's some new DLC instead. Right? Like they're focusing on releasing the DLC, and it's like, well, why don't you focus on fixing a game that people can't play?
Good.
Right? You're telling people don't worry about the game being fixed. Just buy DLC for a game you can't finish.
Right.
So I don't know. To me, that seems backwards. You need to take care of problems that you have to address before you start making products for people to buy again. Because you got to establish trust. I mean, who's going to buy your product if they assume that, or they have this feeling that there could be a bug in it that's going to prevent them from finishing this game? What's up, Irene?
Lots of people. They do it already.
You're right. Yeah. Battlefield 4 is a great example. Battlefield 4 is riddled with problems. So much so that the developer apologized for it and gave what did they do? They gave in-game currency or something like that.
Yeah.
Or no, they gave double XP for a weekend or something like that. Yeah. Like, our game doesn't work, but play it more.
Oh,
Here's
what was
some
that
double
game
XP.
that just happened recently that they gave you a whole bunch of...
Well, Grand Theft Auto had that.
Grand Theft Auto, yeah.
Grand Theft Auto
and they
Online.
gave you, like, a stimulus package.
Yeah,
You're like,
really,
it's like our president does. To give us money when something goes wrong in the,
Yeah. So,
in the game.
I would prefer developers create games complete so that when they release, you don't have to worry about things, ending the game. But unfortunately, the complexity of games nowadays is not like they were 20 years ago. With a 2D side-scroller, I imagine, is a lot easier to bug check than a game like The Last of Us or Grand Theft Auto 5.
I don't know, because, from our perspective, in the future, we see them as being so simplistic, but I think that an equal amount of time and effort went into making, 2D games or whatever, of that era, because, technology wasn't as
Yeah, and that's
advanced
fair.
it is now. So I don't know, I really don't like when game companies do not finish their game. I feel like that's disrespectful to the gamers.
Absolutely.
Like, you're kind of taking advantage of the fact that you have this option to fix it later on. And why do you even have QA if you're not going to have them try to find all of these bugs? And
You're right. Like I was saying, I prefer them to release a finished game totally, but a patch is nice to have if it's broken. But best case scenario, there wouldn't be anything to patch, right?
correct.
I wonder how much of this is demand. Like, I'm thinking of Skyrim for Sony, where they didn't have Skyrim for Sony for PlayStation for a while. They just had PC and Xbox, and then there was this huge outcry for like, why isn't it on the PlayStation? There's a lot of us here that want to play it. So they rushed this job, and as soon as it comes out, like a Fallout car like comes crashing down from the sky, and you're like, like that game was glitchy as hell.
I didn't play
like,
the PS3
like
one. Yeah.
buggy as hell.
Really?
Like nothing but problems. So I think that was because they felt the heat, and they're like, well, let's do it. And then
I think part of it is, like, before you could even patch things, if there were bugs or glitches in the game that didn't affect being able to play through the game, I thought those were kind of endearing. I loved, bugs or whatever. But
a dragon just burped a car at me. It was
sometimes
funny.
sometimes they become iconic.
Exactly,
That's true.
The missing number Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
There's things that become iconic, and probably didn't mean to be there.
The big question mark of video game society are the bugs found in code.
If there's a glitch that the company knows about, and it prevents you from beating the game or advancing further in the game, and they still leave it in there on release, that to me is janky. It's like, just take the time and fucking fix it, guys.
Well, it's unethical at that point. I mean, you're asking people to buy something that isn't finished.
Exactly.
Or even properly working in some cases.
They're relying on it as a crutch. They just know, like, doesn't matter, just get it out earlier.
I want to speak to your point just a little bit ago. The second quote from Ben, he had a whole paragraph thing that says it's a bugbear for me. Something about not occurring to younger generations who are used to the patching and installing of games. So the people who were born, much more recently than we are. Like, we may be outraged, but that's just what they do. Like, that's how they're used to playing games. So it probably hits our generation a whole lot more differently than it does the current. Like, it's probably not that much of a problem for gamers right now.
Yeah.
Or, younger gamers now.
Well, ignorance is bliss.
Sure.
He definitely has a point. He talks about, he thinks that this has resolved in poorer quality initial releases and over-eagerness to ship some basically unfinished console titles. He points out Fallout New Vegas. Others I feel like have benefited from this change in how consoles operate by having oodles of DLC, like season passes. But I can start my SNES up for any game in under 30 seconds, whereas I have to wait to install games on my PS3, with my fingers crossed that there's no mandatory patch. This sometimes annoys me. Isn't the point of consoles that they should be fast and convenient to pick up? I think he's talking about as opposed to a PC, which requires installations and
every time,
directories and so
anytime you're going to play a game, install Wizard.
Yeah, Steam's made it a little bit easier, but
it's still
not as easy as a console.
Well, an old console, like you just.
Yeah,
and then you're off and running in definitely under 30 seconds.
I think the landscape's changed a little bit. I think the people now have become, and it's not necessarily okay or anything, but people have now become accustomed to the day one patches. Like now, when I buy a game, I bought South Park: Stick of Truth. Right. That game, I bought that the first day it came out. There was a patch for it already,
and you expect not to play it until that night,
right? And well, it didn't. It only took like 5 minutes, but I wasn't surprised, and so that makes me feel like I just got used to those day one patches.
Oh, that's a weird sentence. Like I'm gonna get South Park, bring it home, patch it, and then play. Like,
and that's weird.
That's just what you say now.
And if there is a day one patch, it's like that almost makes me wonder: did they rush it out and say, "Well, just get it out. You're gonna have a couple weeks before it hits store shelves. Make a patch in that time."
Which is done, because how long have they been working on that South Park game?
Well, every game that has a day one patch, you can potentially say
years and years. Yeah,
they should have. Yeah, where's the Q&A? But
what are they doing with their time and their money? I kind of feel like for games like those that have been going on for
Fabergé
how long
eggs,
has that been? Yeah,
mostly.
I personally, I'm like we've said, I'm a big fan of all video games in general, but I definitely lean more towards the classic stuff. I love popping in Super Nintendo games and Genesis games and being able to pop a cartridge in, hit power, take it out, blow on it, hit power again.
Still less time than to patch.
Right, but starting it up, the game that I bought in 1992 is the exact game that I'm playing in 2014.
Yes.
You can't say that for most of these games nowadays. The games that I'm playing right now aren't going to be the same later because they're going to patch it, they're going to update it. Now, that might be good or bad, but it's not the same game. And that raises another question about, like, will these games even be playable in the future? Because there's a lot of games that have features that require online play. And anyway, but
that's true.
World of Warcraft question, like, I was a beta tester for Warcraft back in the day. Played it for probably a good couple of years, solidly, and then left. If kids go into it nowadays, they will be used to a broken world that is not at all the landscape that I played as a beta through. I can't remember through whatever I played it as, because I played before they released Kata, and I haven't gone back to see Kata. But now I hear that things are like, the landscape's different, it's cracked everywhere, places have flooded, other places are now lush where they were barren. Just, the whole thing has changed. Those people will never ever see what I saw.
That's not true.
No?
If you don't get the expansion, then...
I
You
guess
can't
so,
even
but can you
play
play
a
with
lot of
people,
the-
or do you need like a big empty server to see
A
that?
lot of this stuff was updated whether or not you had the expansion.
Okay.
Even if
Oh.
you buy vanilla World of Warcraft right now, you will install off your like 4 CDs or whatever that it comes with because you didn't get the DVD version and or you get the digital, and then it will patch everything up because you will have the new world that is how the game is now.
And it's probably like a hefty pad. We're talking probably
yeah.
like 10,
yeah.
20 gigs.
Oh
right
yeah.
now.
Now if you get the digital client, it's of course going to be just downloaded straight up.
Right.
But if you bought a store copy for some reason, which they don't usually have anymore, they'll have like the battle chest, which will at least have a couple expansions in it. But those still will not have the Cataclysm in it. And then they will just have to patch all day.
Huh.
Coming from PC for a long time, I also got consoles are starting to blur the line a lot more as it goes on. When you bought a PC game, you installed it, and there would be patches sometimes. A lot of the time, sometimes you wouldn't know about it because back when I was doing a lot of PC gaming, there wasn't the internet like for me. So I put a disc in, I'd play it. If it had a bug, shit, that sucks. You'd hear, oh, there's a patch. Our buddy has the internet. He'll download it and put it on a disc and bring it over.
So janky. Like, that's old
Fallout
school.
2. You were mentioning Fallout and Bethesda stuff. Fallout's always had bugs, like all up-ons.
Yeah.
Fallout 2, if you did not patch and drove your car that you could get, you're like, oh my god, I can get a car that makes traveling the wasteland so easy. You drive your car to like several different places, you will show up with the trunk, and your car will be back where you started. And if you...
It's
your
not
trunk
back
will
where
just
you
be
started.
kind of floating
It's
there.
in the sky in Skyrim.
It's in the sky.
It
and
teleports into the future and
ready to drop.
falls
Right.
on the Dragonborn.
on not wary wanderers who aren't looking, at the terrors from above.
I'm sure
And
there's
all of a sudden you're just like, to Whiterun!
I'm sure there's a
crush under the
mod
weight of a
that
2
drops
ton.
the Fallout 2 car into the sky.
The
I'm
highwayman.
making one if not.
It's the highwayman.
Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, Waylon Jennings, Waylon Wayans.
It all comes back to Waylon Wayans.
This show is nothing if
Wait.
not circular.
Yeah.
Circuitous, deliciously circuitous.
Yeah.
There was also something about I saw a meme recently. We might be able to close out with this. I'm not sure, but there was a meme recently about the reliability of the new media as opposed to old stuff. Like a disc will get scratched. I think they're fixing this with Blu-ray, but a disc is far less reliable than a 25-year-old cartridge that I can just pop in, and it still works to this day on the
That-
system that I still own from that day, rather than my third Xbox.
That I disagree with, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because optical media technically doesn't touch anything. There's no
Sure.
contact with the disc. Like when you put a PlayStation 3 disc in a PlayStation 3, when it's in there, it's not touching anything except for the inner ring that's on the spinner.
Right.
Whatever that's called, the spooler.
But it does.
But
spule
there's
is
nothing
actually-
touching it. It's just being read by a laser. With a cartridge, you're physically shoving the board into some teeth.
Yeah.
And so there's constant contact back and forth, back and forth. So like,
You
if
get
you
sexy.
over time, it's wear and tear, right? But so cartridges are sturdier to human interaction, but the trouble isn't the medium. The trouble is humans.
Well, yeah.
Because if you treat a disc well, it will last forever. It
That's
won't-
if though. I mean,
Right.
I would say most of my trade-ins, I'm going to put 90% of trade-ins on my place of business, my place of retail employment, are scratched to hell. Like just
Oh yeah, I know.
Those-
But that's not
those games
the
are
problem. Isn't the
non-playable.
medium? The problem is humans. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Because if you can keep those, potentially discs will last forever.
that's true. And I'm a bit biased too. Like my viewpoint isn't reliable because I took good care of cartridges. I take good care of discs.
Those cartridges still work.
My cartridges still work because I took good care of them. What about the people who mishandle discs nowadays with
Right.
those cartridges?
Right.
I mean, they're a little sturdier. I
They
guess.
never made it out alive, man.
Right. How
They're
did you break a
missing labels.
cartridge?
They got fucking
I'm-
Sharpie names written all over them.
Man,
Dennis.
Yeah,
sucks.
Mr. Video.
On Earthbound, just Mr. Dennis. Like,
Video.
Video.
Esquire.
The third.
The Menace.
Smite.
The Menace.
The third.
It's also
Mr.
with
Dupont.
consoles too. Like they're made with kind of shoddy materials
I-
sometimes.
The console thing, I think, is backwards because the consoles back then, I'm going to say, were
That's-
made more quality, whereas the consoles now have either the Caesar chip or the Falcon chip or whatever like
That
that, where
seems to have proven true.
things will burn.
My Nintendo right here, I have a Super Nintendo, a 3DO, and a Genesis 1. Those all work 100%.
Yeah, you
I have
do.
a 360 that's not there, that is, only, 5 years old?
Right.
Well, when I bought it, and that shit's already dead.
Yeah.
I think that just kind of speaks to like the quality of manufacturing of kind of everything nowadays because everything's so replaceable.
you might
Everyone's
be
used
right.
to replacing everything,
Everything
so it doesn't matter if
sucks.
it, red rings or something. Like, oh, I got
New
another one.
stuff sucks, old stuff's better.
New stuff
Exactly.
sucks, old stuff's better.
Is that the motto of the show yet?
That's the motto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
stuff
We've said that before, but
it's-
new stuff sucks.
I
Old
don't
stuff is
remember
better.
if I talked to Chris about this off air or whatever, but I mean, you look at some of the components that they use, the stuff that causes stuff like red ringing or yellow light of death, and it's
Yeah.
dried thermal paste. It's you have to reball your system or something like that. So
Your chip was inferior. It's like, oh, we put the chip in there, but we didn't know it would red ring it, but all those systems now are
exactly. So they just
fix your problem.
they don't care, and then. I mean, there's also that aspect where it's like they're going to charge you to fix something that they know is going to fail, or there's a high probability that it's going to fail.
And
so.
then that's
infuriating.
shady. That is some janky business, like you were talking about.
If we
So
were to
there
ask,
is-
if you were to take a poll, how many people bought, how many actual 360s you bought over the course of the past 8 years?
yeah.
I don't think it's one. I think everybody's at least like two.
So all of us suckers that bought, we can bring this back around to the beginning
Shit,
of
I
the
didn't
thing.
buy one.
We bought newish systems. We have systems that play current gen games. Have broken 1 to 2. Mine was 3 times technically, and there was a 4th for. It's a long story. All of Aaron's systems still work.
Yeah,
My old ones.
Yeah,
The ones that lay in
Prior
dust in your room are
1999.
completely operational.
Now, my computer has been replaced and broken several times.
Well, yeah.
but that's
the
a similar
computer does
issue.
more than gaming, though.
That's true.
It's
It gets viruses from pornography.
It does. I'm sure
That's
often.
that's human error.
I'm sure often.
That's user error.
user error.
That is.
I don't treat my
That's
discs
you.
well, if you know what I mean.
A boy and his blob.
I was always very careful with discs and cartridges and all that shit, but I think it's all this digital stuff that I'm careless with. I have the same login for my Steam account that I have had since I got my Steam account. My 200 plus games
What
are
was that?
all in. What is it? Yeah, just could you let our viewers know just so they know just how easy that is?
What's your password?
That
password.
Steam
I went for
account
Steam
has the
games.
same information as several other fairly important accounts that I have as an adult human,
Yeah.
like my bank.
Yeah.
You're interneting wrong.
I'm doing it wrong
Yes,
because I am careless with things that I can't hold.
But you're doing it commonly. I would say a lot of people do that. Like
see.
several.
But you know better.
7 people
assume.
I know better. I just
You're
don't
just
care
lazy.
enough. I'm like,
Okay.
I can't remember
here's-
4 passwords. I have 3 passwords.
Here's what happens. Like in my current line of work, I deal with a lot of incorrect passwords. I work in IT, and
Yeah.
so
You work in
Here's
you
the
work in
thing.
incorrect passwords is what you work in.
a lot
That's
of it.
that's your line of work.
And so a lot of
Nah.
we tell people all the time, don't do what Aaron does.
No.
Don't have your password be password.
It's not password.
Literally,
Thank
don't
you.
do what Aaron does.
And have it be the same across every fucking program we have, because if someone knows your password, they didn't have access to everything you have. So then the answer is change it up. Well, when you change it up, you don't remember any of your passwords because you have 17 different passwords. So then what happens is they end up writing it down. And when you write it down, now you have a document that has every answer to every password and every security question that you have for every program. It's just there's no safe way to do it
Okay.
except have a good memory.
However, it's more likely that someone will get your information online versus, if you have it written down.
I'm not talking about written down on a physical piece of paper. Well, yeah, that's even dangerous too because then anybody can find it. But I'm talking about
Well, anybody that
they will
enters
have a Word document on their desktop that says passwords.
Yeah, no, I know. That's,
Yeah.
that's not smart either. But I think like a physical piece of paper with that information is less likely to be
It's
found.
less exposed, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Keep it
safer.
in your wallet.
Yeah, that's safer. What if your wallet gets stolen?
yeah.
Yeah, then
And
you
then
lose your credit card, you cancel
with
it, and you
the
change all your
passwords.
You
passwords.
put it in your safe, obviously.
Right.
Duh.
Yeah, in your
It's
safe
like
deposit
with your
box.
gold ingots.
What's the Germans called Panzerschrank?
Interesting.
They sure
Yeah,
did.
they do. Or Geldcabinet. I don't know.
The spice rack.
Cabinet.
Thank
So,
you,
in summation,
Yeah.
the motto of the show: New stuff sucks.
Old stuff is better.
Wells Fargo, don't do what Aaron does.
Yeah, there you go.
Not that you work for Wells Fargo,
Don't do what Aaron
Don't work for Wells
does,
Fargo.
kids.
but that's a bank motto. Don't do what Aaron does.
Or Wells Fargo.
Or Wells Fargo.
Well, thank you to Ben for writing in.
Yes, thanks,
Yeah, that
Ben.
was a
topic.
That was a pretty good topic too. Yeah,
Yeah. Answer to that one: cartridges are better.
definitively. I mean,
The
there's
end.
there's some good stuff about discs. Don't mess with that shit.
I
though.
want the new Nintendo console to use cartridges.
We were talking-
Hey, that's a
Okay.
different
Gray
main
cartridges.
event.
There is a main event, and I want to have Ryan on for that one because we were talking about this. Oh, that'll be a good one.
And we
Yeah,
had a discussion, and that's the end.
All right.
that'll be a guest. Yeah, a guest spot with Ryan. We've got the last trivia.
Okay, let's make this super lightning, guys.
Yeah.
Super lightning.
Do
I'm
this.
just gonna throw these out. You
Do
guys
it.
answer
Yeah.
willy-nilly. Okay,
Be ready.
you guys ready?
Why am I? I'm the one telling you guys you gotta run out of time.
No, yeah, I mean this lightning round. So if we just pow pow,
Lightning
just
round.
remember.
Okay, so last round,
But
miscellaneous.
count my voice as Chris's.
Mm.
So anytime he gets one, yeah,
Okay, so this is gonna make or break it. Okay,
sure.
first question. What is the more popular Japanese name for the enemies referred to as pugs in the English translation?
Pugs?
Eh.
Nah.
Out.
No, the tonberries.
Oh, pugs?
They're called pugs in the English.
That's
Oh,
adorable.
I didn't know that.
I'm gonna start calling them pugs.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. What is the only enemy that drops an economizer?
Tap out.
Oh shit!
Economizer.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a Jewish class
Yeah.
in that?
You've been playing too much South Park.
So you lose the number of points you would have gotten for getting it.
For racism.
Correct. The answer to that is brachiosaur.
Oh.
Okay.
These are not general questions.
These are
Not?
miscellaneous questions.
Really?
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
these are very
These are very
miscellaneous.
specific to an enemy. Does an enemy drop?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
Adamantoids.
that's a very famous one.
I like
you guys never
adamantoids.
went around that forest and tried to fight.
I did.
Well, hold on,
It was,
hold on.
to be fair, it was about a decade and a half
what
ago.
enemy do you morph to get a ribbon in Final Fantasy VII?
Do you morph
Is it
to get a
morph?
ribbon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ribbon.
Marlboro.
It's Tom Berry. It's not Marlboro.
Marlboro. It's always Marlboro.
Ice taco.
Ice
Okay,
taco.
What ability does Tintinabar grant the wearer? Yeah, it's been a
Asuna.
while.
Done.
hasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, did he get it right?
No.
What did he
No.
say? Oh,
My,
okay.
my answer was
Oh,
silence.
Okay. Oh, okay. It restores,
Silence is correct.
If it does nothing, that would have been right, but
I wasn't paying attention. It restores HP with every step.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I remember that. I don't remember
Yeah.
it being called that though. Probably remember that
Yeah.
item.
I do not. I don't
Did
think
you
I
play
ever wore
the
it.
English translated version,
Mm.
guys? No?
Yeah, but
Okay.
like 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna make it
Hey,
higher.
this
Like
isn't my fault. I told
This is
you.
all your
guys.
fault.
the more
We're
we go
like
on in this
assholes
game
now.
trivia, the more it's gonna be like,
The more
yeah,
we look-
27 years ago I played it.
If you
More
don't
look
get this
like
one,
assholes.
I'm quitting. this.
There is a lot of
Final
stuff
Fantasy
in
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy VI.
I said it first.
To brush up on this, you would pretty much have to just play
Play
through the
60
game
hours
again.
worth of
Yeah.
the game again. Yeah.
I don't know.
I have to be looking
A lot of these I
specifically
came up
for
with on-
Tintinabar.
Okay,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yes.
What
Square
is
sauce.
the name of the woman that Celis replaces in the opera?
Oh shit.
Maria.
Yeah.
Maria. Thank you. Thank you for not making me quit.
first on this list.
Welcome. That took a second though. I was like, no, dust it
I
off.
don't remember that.
So this is a plot point.
She's the one with the like. She
Okay.
throws the flowers up over the.
I remember the scene. I remember her name.
Ah, Maria.
So do you guys
Maria.
remember the first time that Terra turns into an Esper?
Sure.
Vaguely.
Okay, she gets scared and she suddenly flies off.
Spoilers, guys.
What is the name of the town that the party finds her in later?
Not Mobley's.
Time.
I don't know.
Zozo.
Oh, I like Zozo.
Too late.
I do too.
But that will get you half.
Was it Zozo?
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
It was Zozo.
Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
memory.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
remember Zozo.
Okay,
I was
so
trying so hard.
y'all are gonna get this.
Better.
At one
Final
point
Fantasy
in the
VI.
game,
Swear off.
Savin, Shadow, and
Nice talk.
Cyan go to the world of the departed via what mechanism?
Go to the world of the departed. The Esper Gate. No.
Airship.
There is
Was it airship?
Someone
this, the
dies.
end of life.
Yes.
And I'm dead now
You
because
use a
of all of
phoenix
you.
down.
Oh, Phantom Train.
I mean, you don't get the points. But.
Damn.
Yeah.
So bonus, who do they encounter when they disembark?
So his wife.
Whose wife?
Cyan's.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't remember her name. It's
Wife.
Domo.
There's another
The Domo
one.
soldiers, and
Doma.
then the
There's
Domo
another
soldiers.
person that you encounter,
Domo.
but that's okay.
Who?
We'll just end it.
Domo.
His son, also. They
Oh,
both
yeah.
have,
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yes.
It's been so long.
There were the
since
soldiers,
I've
and then
been
with his family, and he's all like,
Yeah.
he has the Donkey Kong eyes. The
Okay.
This
So,
one is
you
like a
might-
gimme. Whoever barks it first.
Yeah, exactly.
swears off.
Not this next one, but
Mario.
one of these.
Ice
Okay,
Taco.
so, which Magicite can be used to create either an Esper or a weapon?
Atma.
No. Atma is not an Esper.
Oh, no.
It's a future reference.
Wait, is
Okay.
I don't know, man.
We were
Shit,
weird
I
from-
feel like an
It's
asshole.
okay. No.
Ragnarok.
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 That's it.
Yeah.
What is the name of Terra's father?
Maduin.
Yeah,
Maduin?
fuck.
Bonus. What are his abilities as an Esper? What does he teach you?
That's what I was trying to remember earlier. Quake.
No.
Protect.
No.
No,
Shell.
neither of those.
So
Asuna.
close. So close. No, he does Fire
Thundaga.
2, Ice 2, and
Oh,
Volt 2.
no. Yeah,
Okay.
Thundaga.
Get ready,
Thundaga,
guys. You
Thundaga,
guys are
always
gonna fight
Thundaga.
over
Final
this.
Fantasy 6.
Oh, that's
This
squares
one.
off.
Bark this one or we're done forever.
So, who composed the music for Final Fantasy 6?
Nobumatsu.
Good job.
Bonus. Who created the concept art for the game?
Dude. Just Shakamano.
Damn it!
Nice. Very good, guys. Okay. Who does Celis care for on the solitary island?
Sid.
What does Celis attempt to do if Sid dies in her care?
Shit.
Suicide? I don't know.
Yes.
Is it suicide?
She
Holy shit.
jumps off a cliff.
That's right.
Yeah. And
That's how you lose
Is
the-
that
You
optional?
can
Can you
lose
fuck?
some-
Can you?
No.
You fuck that up.
You-
can't fuck that up.
You
Yeah,
can, and
you
you can
can
lose
start out.
Shadow.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have to choose between Shadow, right?
No.
You have to save Shadow or not, right?
Well, you can do that. Yeah. That's an optional thing, but that has nothing to do with Celis.
No, but there are two people that you can lose at least.
Yes.
There might be three
Well, no,
people you can lose.
You always keep Celis.
Yeah?
Yeah, she survives no matter what.
Oh, she
Yeah.
just lands. She dies.
So she tries to commit suicide. It's
Erroneously, she can't
unsuccessful. She goes back and she finds the
Goes back and tries
raft.
to jump again.
Yeah, she finds a letter from Sid that says, "There's a raft down here. You should get off this island." But if he survives, he's just like, "Oh, here's a raft. Bye."
But if he doesn't survive, he's just like, way to try to commit suicide, pussy.
Yes,
just like-
exactly. That was in the letter. Like, I was watching, and then you did that, and then I died.
I saw you jumping, so I built this raft all quickly.
Yes.
Because that's nowhere near high enough for you to die from, so...
She
was
jumps
like
off to kill
5
herself, lands
inches.
next to a raft, survives. It's like, well, I guess I'll use this raft.
Yeah.
All right.
She lands on the raft.
Her unconscious body is whisked away to safety.
Tally
Exactly.
marks? Or questions?
That's the end.
That's the end.
That's the end. Yeah. So, I guess, do we want to do another thingy while he tallies, or do you want to tally really
I'll
quick?
tally real quick.
Tally really quick.
Tally-ho!
Tally. Oh.
Tally-hawk!
So what are we gonna talk about? Oh, the-
Wings of silver,
Who would win in a fight?
birds of steel.
We're
got
just
left?
going to edit this.
It's true.
Well, we can cut this out.
That's true. You can edit this part
Yeah,
out.
that's what it
If
is.
we
I'm
ever,
not going to.
if we ever on mic say we can edit this, you should probably edit that part out.
I
But
have
it's
heard
always funnier for
we
me.
should edit this out, said on the podcast.
3
It's
times now,
related.
right?
Okay, for the record, winner. The points. I gave Justin at one point. We were doing by fives. There's 5 points for a correct answer.
Okay.
10 points for a correct bonus. I don't know if that was an additional 10 or 10 points total, because that's what I was doing.
Yeah. This is how you do
bonuses
this
were
work.
harder,
This
I
is your
guess.
prerogative.
And only one. He tried to screw you once. He tried to tap you.
I didn't
out
tap
once.
any time.
You didn't tap
You
ever.
didn't.
God,
I didn't use my
No.
second.
I
So
lost 5 points that time. Too.
Justin, I gave you +1 points at one point. I don't remember why.
Did I win
So
by
instead of
1
5,
point?
You got 116.
Damn.
Wow.
That's a lot of
Chris, you got 120.
Oh!
It was off by like a question.
Winner!
But had you gotten one more question, you would have won by a point.
That was a close battle, though.
I feel.
That's really good.
Damn it! That was a
Good high five.
great trivia round. Though
That was a good
I'm
battle.
Yeah.
okay. So instituting this, I'm a fan of trivia.
I like trivia.
I
I'm
like
so
this game.
sorry that it was.
Maybe it was
More difficult.
better that we didn't know because it's
I think so. Because if we were just like railing them off, that's not as
That's
entertaining.
not true. I kind of feel like people like.
If we hadn't have if we'd known all the answers, we would never have come up with Ice Taco.
That's
True.
So true.
That's a new thing
Make a
because
good
of
point.
ignorance, because of our horrible memories.
That's entirely true. Well, congratulations to Chris.
Chris,
Oh,
And,
yeah.
you
This
get
is-
to,
this is the point where you forget to dole out my punishment, and we go directly into who would win.
I
a
want.
fight.
How's your walking,
What? I don't know. I'll have to do a
Christopher
couple.
Walken?
Christopher, you want walking? Really?
I
You're gonna
love-
start out with walking?
That or
Damn!
yeah, we're gonna stick with
You
walking.
filthy bastard! So the next segment, who'd win in a fight? Aaron, you're the actual moderator of this 3-minute round.
Alright, so this week or half month or whatever we're doing. We're doing Ricky Maru from Tenchu Stealth Assassins. You can say the first one for PlayStation.
The Silence.
Stealth Assassin was the name.
No, that was Silent Scope. And Hitman Silent Assassin.
Silent Service from the NES era about
The Hunt
submarines.
for Red October.
Submarines.
Anyway, Ricky Maru will be fighting Solid Snake, also from the first Metal Gear Solid for
Metal Gear Solid
PlayStation.
1 Solid Snake?
Yeah.
Also, a good porn title, and my pick, Snake Eater.
What Ricky Maru? Tenchu 1?
Tenchu 1.
Okay.
He had
Okay.
smoke bombs,
Yeah.
caltrops,
No.
Shurikens,
Sword.
Yeah.
Ninja skills.
Hell Ninja skills. He had a
Jumping.
grapple hook.
He had a grappling hook. He had a
That's-
horrible hand-to-hand combat. I hated Tenchu.
You had to stealth kill
He
or
had
else
a
you would
sword.
lose.
Oh, so
Do
bad.
not
But
try to
then
fight a
be-
samurai.
Well, to be fair, Solid Snake's hand-to-hand, when you actually went up and comboed somebody, it wasn't very great.
Did he even have the punch kick in the first one?
I think he did. I remember him having the super fast, like, to fucking
Choke a guy
choke
out.
a guy out, yeah.
Did he have Shuriken?
Yeah, in Tenchu 1.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Were they lethal?
I
No,
don't
they
think
did
so.
a small bit of damage.
I
but
thought they stunned. Like, they get the fucking stars around their head.
I think that was a different item. That was like a powder bomb thing. Like, you would throw a shuriken, it did like 5 damage out of a guy's 100, but he would be like, and you'd break his guard or something.
That's terrible.
Metal Gear Solid 1, Solid Snake has a box.
That's true.
He has...
He has gun.
He has a gun.
He has a sidearm.
He has wall knock. He has crawl. He has crawl.
Yeah, he does.
That's important. You don't have fucking lasers. He has Psycho Mantis.
He has Psycho Mantis?
Yeah, that's part of his
That becomes
repertoire.
part of his
Because he
equipment?
beats him. He gets shock therapy.
I'm
Cyborg
I'm
Ninja
dubious
then.
at your inclusion of Psycho Mantis.
Because he's got memory card switch shit. Metal Gear Solid is a better game.
That's true. However,
So does he also get Cyborg Ninja? Because Cyborg Ninja has the stealth on his...
I would not give him the cloaking suit.
He has a rocket launcher.
He has a Nikita.
He has
He has diazepam.
remote-controlled rockets. You have to pilot them.
When you were
shits.
piloting a rocket, how vulnerable are you to ninja attack?
How vulnerable are ninjas to rockets?
Extremely?
I would say very.
Is Ricky Maru? Here's the thing: is
He
Ricky,
has political intrigue and daddy issues.
Ricky Maru's not a modern day super ninja like our Ryu Hayabusas and our Striders. He can't he's not super mobile or anything. Ricky Maru is fucking just as mobile as Solid Snake.
He was clunky.
I'd say he would be more mobile than Solid Snake because of the grappling hook and the ability to climb onto rooftops.
Yeah, he goes on. The grappling hook's pretty boss actually.
But then he's got a sword and pretty worthless at long range.
But see, Solid Snake's ability to overcome the bosses like Psycho Mantis gives him clout. Where does Ricky Maru?
He would
fight?
clearly
He fights
be
a
able
guy
to
with-
defeat a ninja of Ricky Maru's caliber.
because he defeats Cyborg Ninja, right?
Looks like
And
you chose the wrong
Solid
part.
Snake has the love of a woman. Is Tenchu?
Tenchu has a girl.
Does he?
Character.
Ayame.
Yeah,
He's
but-
got a chick.
Yeah.
Okay.
They punished the
Well, then
evil
they
She's
merchant.
both do.
not a lover.
Ricky Maru has gray hair. I don't think he's old.
Okay. Well, maybe we need...
That's a boss.
Wrap it up 10 seconds. Who's going to win this one?
Vote Solid Snake.
Solid Snake.
Solid Snake.
I'm gonna go Ricky Maru to be different.
I like that.
Snake's got guns, but
Ricky Maru's got Batman grappling hook.
he doesn't show up on the radar. Good luck. And with that, I believe Solid Snake wins 3-1.
Majority.
I'm with you, Ricky.
His spirit.
I like Ricky.
Call me back.
I like Tenchu.
Yeah.
Send a pigeon my way. And so, the end of the show.
Are you?
I have to keep doing this
No,
voice.
you're good. You've done enough.
If you
You want him to keep doing it?
It was supposed to go to the end of the show.
until the end, until the ending credits, and in the future, I hold you
My
the same standard.
impressions will pale. And my impressions suck.
It doesn't matter. It make the show funnier, more worthwhile.
Okay.
It'll be worth
we'll
that
lose-
first round of the
we'll lose-
trivia.
we will lose users.
So if anybody who does listen wants to help the show, they should jump on iTunes and do a 5-star review, hopefully positive.
A 5-star review
Negative
that's hopefully
five.
positive.
That's hopefully positive, not 5 stars, you're horrible. Like us on Facebook,
I don't mind if you do 5 stars, you're horrible, because that's still 5 stars.
and it's funny.
It is.
If we get enough reviews that are simply 5 stars with "you're horrible," possibly while you are horrible, thanks. That at least knows that the audience participation. You're listening. You like us enough to tell us we suck.
I'd appreciate it.
We would love for you to share us with the world or whoever you know.
And it says you got to the end. You made it this far.
If you've made it this far, mail in with questions, comments, or fan art about an ice taco or Shiva's double D's. Something you'd like to. The teleprompter's being fooled with. Being tampered. We'd love to know what you say and help us poop the next episode. And stay tuned for episode 3.
Stay tuned. They'll just stay tuned in for like 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, stay tuned. Listen to this broadcast for the next 2 weeks until we release another. And then I'll have the Monsignor take us out.
The Continental. Right?
The Lincoln Continental.
I found your glove.
See you in 2 weeks.
Chili dogs.
Actually, no, we won't see you in 2 weeks. I'm be gone.
Chris is going to the land down under, also known as the island of Japan.
It's more like up over to the right. Like, not
The
really down
land of
under.
the rising sun.
Yeah.
That's a house in New Orleans. Take it away,
That's Homeland Security.
Monsignor, Sir Lord, Jeremy Jigglespoons Smythe, Esquire the 7th.
Is that me?
No,
You're looking at me. How I?
it's the Monsignor. He speaks at the beginning and end of every show,
Oh yes, that guy.
every broadcast.
That's-
Toodaloo.
Thus concludes the MultiTap broadcast. Gramercy to every listener, and many welcome returns. If so led, the hosts encourage 5-star ratings and reviews on iTunes. If you should like to contact the hosts of MultiTap, or give general public comment, they may be reached by way of Facebook at MultiTap Podcast, Twitter at MultiTap Podcast, or personal phone number, which they wisely refuse to give publicly. MultiTap is made possible in part by a fistful of potions and viewers like you. We shall return, as scheduled, in MultiTap Theatre. Podcast.
Toodaloo. It's Dennis Rodman.
Ooh, that's what Doc awkwardly says
Emmett
to
Brown.
Clara when he's trying to say bye to her. Remember for the first time? Like, toodaloo.
Toodaloo,
I
yeah.
was thinking of a double team with
Double
Dennis-
team
Dennis
Marty and Doc,
Rodman
double
and,
team Clara.
yeah.
Oof.
Oh, you're talking about
Why
JC.
isn't that a video game?
Seriously. Where's that?
That'd be a great game. Don't play that shit.
It's like we're from the future and we double team this shit.
We are advanced both in our technique and our
3 ways, 4 ways. 4Gs are no longer taboo in the future.
4Gs?
4Gs.
Who's the fourth in
Whoever you want it to be.
the train?
Oh, I forgot to.
Stop recording.
Yeah.